You heard what I said.
That actually is pretty accurate to how this all went down.
What's
you
that?
Handpicked Rudy and was like, I want this guy as my producer. And then they secretly put me in here.
Well, other than the fact that I had never met Rudy, so I don't know how I could handpick him.
You
That'd
did.
be a little
you
difficult.
said, this is the one.
We went over to the Good Day Cafe. That's where I met Rudy.
Yeah.
And I went, this is the best you got, huh? Is it?
I'll take it.
That's Brittany and this guy, huh? That's great. That's perfect.
I was under Tom's car stealing his catalytic converter.
Yes.
And he was like, if that's a man with gumption, that is a man who definitely knows how to get things done. Let's hire him.
Well, plus you'll actually work.
I was proving it in that moment. Yes.
Get off your ass and work, like Kim Kardashian's been telling us to do.
Oh, she has, really? Is that after her first or second billion she was given for banging everybody in sight on camera?
Whoa, take it easy.
Well, she was.
Too early to be attacking Kim K.
I'm not attacking anybody. I'm telling that's not an attack. That's what she did.
Had sex with everybody for billions of dollars.
Well, where do you think the money came from?
And that's a lot of money to have sex with people.
From that sex tape? Just the possibility? Is that where it all started, you think?
No, I mean, that's a good base, but I feel like she
That's
worked.
a good base. She didn't... What work did she ever do?
She has 8 companies.
But she doesn't run any of them.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Kim K, but I don't even watch the show. I don't even know why I'm defending her.
Once again, here's what I love. She defends somebody, has no idea what the hell she's talking about.
I don't think she doesn't
You're
work.
a disaster.
Thank you.
I'd like to point that out.
What's the weather today?
None of your beeswax.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Kardashians over the weekend because Nick Swartzen had posted an old picture of him and Nick, Paris Hilton. There we go.
Oh, right.
For some reason, he posted a picture of a throwback Thursday, like, hey, here's a time me and Paris Hilton were hanging out in Malibu.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about her compared to the Kardashians. And I was like, if you don't think Kim K works, there's a reason why we haven't seen Paris Hilton in the last decade, but yet Kim Kardashian is on every single cover of every single magazine. I know that it's not really the business model that we all think people should have, but for somebody to wake up every day and to get their face on and to be the face of companies and TV shows, I feel like there's a lot that she does and is sort of still pigeonholed as the gal who banged Ray J.
I know.
What does she do, though?
She owns Skims, which is a
I know she owns
huge
stuff,
company.
But none of it was her idea.
Well, I mean, what is hiring the right people? Is that
She
can
didn't
you get
do
any
that
credit?
either.
Who does that?
Her mother did all the work. All of it.
Okay, well, you don't know enough about her to even say that.
Oh, God. Oh,
I know you don't because you're saying stereotypical things.
Her mother runs the company. That's not stereotypical.
Her mother does not run her company.
She does, too.
Right.
Okay, do a little research and get back to me.
Type.
There, she's typing out. Look, you're just talking about people that are on the other side of the world. I would say if you wanted to go with the trifecta of people that I don't care for, it would be Kim Kardashian, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden. Those are 3
With your
people.
trifectas?
That's my trifecta. God, I saw stuff over the weekend, both from Trump and Biden. Are those two? Oh, God. I swear to God, they're like twin brothers who don't look anything alike. They say the same stuff, just in a very different way. My favorite over the weekend, though, was, of course, Donald Trump. This is all not true. Well, they have people saying that it is, so you got a lot to prove there, buddy.
Oh, did you see that most of those people were people from Mar-a-Lago that came out?
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Because they were afraid to go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't know why you would ever do what Hillary Clinton did, what Biden did, what Donald Trump went way over the top and did. Why would you even why do you want those documents at your house?
I don't know. I'll tell you
get
what. If I was president, I'd be lousy with bringing stuff back and forth, forgetting
Can't
things.
be doing that.
I'd be so lazy about stuff. I know it. I get mad that Hubbard won't let me have my email on every computer. I would be.
Why don't they?
Because lockdown, baby.
They don't let you have your website on what computer?
No, I'm just saying that they don't even have as high security, and it bugs the heck out of me.
Oh,
and
I see.
So I can't even imagine. I'd be printing out documents to take home and read at my house all the time.
Okay, so what I'm saying, and I know I always have to remember that I have an edge to my voice, so it all sounds like I'm pissed off when I'm not, because I'm not pissed off about it. Matter of fact, I got a great laugh out of that whole weekend because I'm watching this and I'm watching that, and there's Trump and there's Biden and there's this guy and there's that guy, and it's like, oh my God, you people. So Trump is going blah 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 with all his bullshit, and at the very end they show a clip of Joe Biden and he goes just like this, and I'll do it in the camera. Oh, God. Well, there's one thing I can say for myself. I'm honest. Now, if you're pointing at the camera saying I'm honest, that means you're not honest. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
You got to tell people how cool you are. You're
Yeah.
probably not as cool as you think you are.
Which is actually, now that you mentioned it, I probably should quit telling people how cool I
Yeah,
am.
you probably
Reel it back
should.
a little bit, Britt.
Probably a good idea. But, I mean, the upside to this. Let's look at the upside to this. Oh, that's right. There is none. Both parties are completely insane. Both of these people running for president. Well, there's 80,000 people running for president. Would you turn off your game? What do you got, a game going over there?
We can call it that.
Called the buzz game on your phone? Is that what? You know, they've been doing that for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
just
all of a sudden-
construction.
Yeah.
Look, I don't hate Trump. I don't hate Biden. I don't hate Kardashian. I just find them all to be very silly, money-grubbing pigs. That's how I see them.
That's fair.
Because that's what they are, right?
Yeah.
They're all in it for the money.
Yeah.
Which everybody's all in it for the money.
I know. It's awful. I hate to even think about it because I had a family. I told you guys last week that I finally, at the age of 43, bought a new vehicle. Not a piece, not a hunk of junk, something that's just going to like put the band in. I bought a new vehicle. And I had a relative over the weekend go, "Oh, new car, how much did that cost? How much did that cost?" And I swear to God, my answer was, well, you know, like after a couple of upgrades and after tax, title, license, it came to none of your goddamn business. Yeah. That's what it came to.
There you go.
Why do you care?
Yeah.
Why do you care? Why is it everything so money driven with everybody all the time?
Everybody.
It drives me nuts.
When did that happen to you?
It was this weekend, Saturday.
Okay, so by coincidence on Saturday, I had somebody call me and say, "Tom, you probably shouldn't talk about your new car." I said, "Why?" They said, "Well, because it's," and they said it's a very expensive car. I don't even know how much it costs because I didn't buy it. I leased it, right? But it's like, that's a very expensive car, and I don't know if I don't know if your listeners would like that. To know. First of all, it's not a very expensive car. There are different levels of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, either way, why?
It's the car,
Yeah.
right? I pay a lease just like most people do. I didn't buy it. I leased it.
Well, let's not
Calm
pretend
down.
you're a successful person and you bought a nice car and maybe you made a sacrifice elsewhere. It's fine. Like,
Well, I mean, I got looked at this morning driving my Rolls Royce.
Well, you don't drive
Yeah,
it.
your butler was
Yeah.
driving.
That's right.
Let's be honest.
Yes, you're not driving that. Nobody's touching that with their hands either, right? He's gloved. I hope so.
Yeah.
I forgot that I had a butler and a driver.
Well, it used
Yeah.
to be so funny. We'd go up north and we have an Audi, and everyone would go, "Ooh, your Audi!
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
your Audi!"
Oh, yeah.
And they'd have a truck that was like 4 times the amount.
Yep.
Because it's a souped-up truck. We're just kind of laughing. We're like, "Yes, the Audi.
Yeah.
Oh, the Audi!" Like,
Ooh. Look, ladies and gentlemen, there are cars out there right now. McLaren, what's that, about $3 million?
Might be. I'm not sure. I'm not a big car guy.
yeah,
I'm
last
not
time we were in
either.
the market, I knew the price, but no.
$3 million for a car. It's either, I don't know if it's a McLaren or what the hell it is, but there's a sports car out there now that's $3 million. $3 million for a car. I like riding in cars. I like, the conveyance idea of it. Like I can go from here to here,
Yeah.
point A to point B. Other than that, I like cars, but I've never been way over the top.
It's actually lost on me often. I remember I went on a date with somebody and they picked me up in this car and we lived our lives and we went on this date. And then eventually we were at one of those outside movie things and we went with a bunch of people.
Right.
And my friend, Allie came too.
Who?
Allie came too, and Allie's like, "Oh my God, he has I can't even remember the name of the car. He has a bloody block because he picked us all up." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "I guess." And he's like, "Do you know how nice that is?" I said, "Nope." I'm like, "It's okay." Like car stuff is so lost to me. I know what I like. I like driving cars that feel smooth and big and are like the size I want. To that extent, beyond that, it's all lost on me. I don't care.
I gotta agree. Look, it's nice driving a nice car and all the rest of it, but if I ever did have $3 million to spend on a car, I wouldn't spend it on a car. Got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can't tell you exactly what a new vehicle would cost. You probably have to. It has that thing where it says "See dealer" for details, right?
That's not a good sign.
But I can tell you that if you would like to get a 2007 McLaren, the sticker price on a used one right now is $274,000.
How old is it?
2007.
That's a deal.
That's a scant $250,000.
Give Rudy your card. Let's make this happen.
Actually, Alex will have to give me the card.
Yeah,
She's
that's
the one
true.
holding it right
That's
now.
true.
Can I tell you one thing about McLarens? I've never driven one, but I did sit in one once, and there ain't a whole hell of a lot of room. I can guarantee you that. Like, Brittany, you'd have a hard time getting your head under the door.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just short?
What are you, like 5'10", 5'11", something like that?
Yeah, 5'10".
Yeah. You'd have a hard time. Because I tried to get in one once, and it was like, well, there's my right leg.
So we have
Jesus.
we have this. My mom had a Corvette. She had this fun
Did
Corvette.
she really?
Yes,
That's
and
pretty
so
cool.
she, when they moved to Florida officially, she sold this Corvette to me for so cheap, and it's a very cheap car. But getting out of it,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to like crawl.
Oh, yeah.
Now imagine that. I drove it a lot when I was pregnant to be like, this will be the last fun thing I ever get. There's no cool way to get out of a Corvette
No.
pregnant, especially. It was just like a crawl to a casual stand to go live your life. It was like the evolution of man.
It's like trying to get out of a beanbag. You're just like,
Yeah,
oh, God,
exactly.
you used to be hot. Look at you now. Ick.
Oh, you're
Gross.
disgusting. Evolution has left you.
Unbelievable. So, ladies and gentlemen, get out there and buy yourself a McLaren, $3 million. What the hell?
Buy whatever the hell you want.
They do what you want. That's exactly right. There's
love
no question
that.
about it. It all works out in the end. Any big things happen over the weekend we should know about? Like I said, we just kind of... People are finally admitting, though, and we've been talking about it on this show for about 3 months now, the fact that there is a level of stupidity in the world right now that is unmatched. People who think they're really smart and are not have taken over the world. Isn't that sad?
That is sad.
I know everything. Well, actually, you don't. You don't have a damn clue what you're talking about. But where did that come from? And I'm talking about the world now, not just the United States. So it couldn't have come from like an education system where they're being told every day how wonderful they are, because they wouldn't be identical throughout the entire world. Mm-hmm. So what the hell why does everybody from every country think they're so damn special?
You know, there's that old saying about giving your kids money where they say, don't give your kids enough money to do nothing, give your kids enough money to do something. And I think when you have a lot of money, you get lazy.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think our brains are doing that with information. We have so much information, and it's so easy to it's at our fingertips that our brains don't
Right,
really have to work.
right.
I mean, think about directions.
Yeah, I never do.
You don't anymore. You don't. I mean, even when we know the way home, we still set directions
Throw
on
it
our
in our
phones.
GPS, yeah.
Just to see, but... You know, buying somebody a Rand McNally roadmap for graduation, that was what all of our friends got because our parents were like, you need to go figure
Right.
out the planet and get out of here for a while. Where now parents are like, no, you need to stay in the confines of our house where it's safe. And our brains are not working the way they used to.
Yeah, but don't you...
No, they're not. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I mean, there was a recent study that there is a happy medium of integrating all these things into our life. Like your brain is still using the same amount of problem solving and synapses. It's just a matter of
Difference, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think you're right where you say it's not necessarily people are dumber. It's just a different way of thinking. It's different.
But they are dumber.
I don't know. I just went to 3 graduation parties this weekend, and I felt like they're all smart, social kids.
Well, that's good, but I'm talking about the world, not your little party.
Not my little parties.
Big difference.
I mean, like, you're just asking, like, what happened this weekend, and I think, there's times I feel negative about the world, but when you go to those, and you were just at that big event in Lakeville where you had those amazing kids with all those scholarships and all that stuff, that
Right.
kind of stuff makes me pumped. I go,
Yeah,
all right.
no, it is great. It is really nice.
All right, there's some awesomeness in our future for sure.
Well, as long as we pay attention. Because if we're relying on, like, no one can spell any longer. People
okay.
can't do math anymore. No, it's not okay.
Yes, we just talked about it. It's okay.
You're getting dumber by the minute.
We're getting dumb in the way you view intelligence.
That's not true in the least.
What you value as intelligence. Look at Rudy. He can't spell to save his life.
You're right.
If he had to spell to get out of that room, he'd live
Right.
there.
Yeah.
We'd have to get things mailed to him there. Mm-hmm. But he's a very smart guy.
Well, let's not get nuts here, carried
He's
away.
a very
I can't even look at him
intelligent
as I'm
guy.
saying
I know.
that.
I
As
know.
I'm saying that.
It's just different, and you kind of have to go, okay, like, it's awesome that you can spell, but
Why is the world in such turmoil now, then, if that's true?
I don't know if it is in more or less. I just think we have access to hearing about every single thing that's happening.
Well, we have since 1944.
Not to this extent.
Well, again, if you spend your whole life, I don't go on social media, so I have no idea what happens.
Yeah,
on there.
but news is pretty much social media at this point. The access they have, they're paying people on the streets to record things with their phones, and so it's like you get, some rando person, Mary Lou,
Rando.
Recording some fight happening on the streets, and now there's crime here all the time.
Well, there is crime there all the time.
But this is a made-up street that I just created.
But look at Dinky
and
Town.
you've decided that there's
Look at
crime
Dinky
there
Town.
all the time.
How about
But I
Dinky
didn't
Town? How's
say
that
Dinky
doing?
Town.
I did. What about Dinky Town? It's every weekend now. Why do we allow that?
I don't.
Kid almost blew his hand off this weekend.
And right now there's a problem of getting police officers. We haven't defunded any police officers.
They all quit
Yeah.
because it was such a horrible job.
Yeah, and so we have to figure out the systemic problems there.
We could do that sitting here in the next hour, but nobody wants to do that.
That's probably true.
I mean, that's exactly my point, is that these people want what they want, and it has nothing to do with your and my safety. I want what I want, and I'm going to get it no matter how I have to get it.
Yeah.
That's how people are now. Not everybody, of course, but most people.
I agree.
Well, so that's what I'm talking about, the stupidity of all that.
All right.
Putting yourself in front of everyone else or before everyone else is not a good idea.
No, it's a panic move.
So you finally, Jesus Christ, would you jot down 7/17 on June 12th?
I just won't say people are dumber because they can't spell. I don't care if you can spell.
That's not the whole point. Is they can't.
I know it's not the whole point. That's why I agreed with you in the end. You gotta win here. I don't know why you keep going.
I don't want to win. I'm telling you, look at the grades in our schools. They can't read. They can't do math.
I don't think that's true.
Do you see it in the news? Do you watch the news?
Here's the thing. I do see it in the news. I think some of those numbers are a little fudged. I think that they
you have a
move them-
teenage daughter in
Yeah.
school. I know so many teens in school, and they're
Yeah.
thriving.
Are they? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad to hear that. See, that's good news because they'll run the country then one day.
Exactly. Like, I vote for Kinley, even though she doesn't want me to text her anymore. It's fine.
Yeah, there you go. Who doesn't want you to text them?
No,
you're
she
being a
didn't
pain in the
say
ass?
that. I just wrote a really long text. I'm embarrassed. I'll do it again. Do it again.
What are you talking about?
I texted his daughter on her birthday. Well, she said
Oh, you
thank
did-
you on
oh,
her
for the
birthday.
birthday,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I wrote an embarrassing long text. And
Well, you're kind of into that deal.
I'm just old.
No, okay. Well, let me. I'll leave it this way. Don't go around with your eyes closed. Just make sure that you pay attention, because it's
I love
getting
it.
worse instead of better. That's all I'm saying.
Stay vigilant. Stay alive.
Stay vigilant is good. Being vigilant is
Complacency
good.
kills.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Let's do that.
So you're sitting there on your ass telling, "Oh, everybody's great."
But I'm pretty complacent.
So you're a disaster.
Yeah.
Perfect. No, I like I said, anytime a president of the United States has to stand up there and go, "I'm honest," it automatically means you're not.
It's not a great sign.
No, it really is not. And they all do it. It's not just Biden. They all did. Look, Richard Nixon said, "I am not a crook."
It felt like there was something there, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Does
there was
protest
something
too
there.
much?
Yeah.
And there's something here, too.
Yeah.
These people are not decent people. Every damn one of them is. They're not good people anymore that run our country, or any country, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Just do the best you can and move forward and show your love to your family and keep trying to move forward, right?
Kiss your dog square on the lips.
Puppies. Oh, Jude, now he's got this thing where he works the pets, the night pets every night. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a freeloader in my mind.
something very, very quick about Jude. So I was downstairs taking care of stuff, and Catherine had been working out. So I heard that she had stopped working out. So I went up to ask her a question. So I walk in the room, and Catherine is naked because she had just gotten out of the shower. So I'm in the room, Catherine is naked, Jude looks up at us and goes in his kennel. You know why he went in his kennel? Because he learned when I'm in the room and she's naked, we're going to have sex.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? A little dog figured that out.
That's actually pretty smart.
He went right in his crate. It's like, oh, must be sex time.
Well, this is where I peace out. Good luck. I'll get some water for you guys.
And I only told that story to prove even dogs are smarter than we are now. So there you have it.
And good day, he says.
Good day. Like, I'll be in here waiting it out. God, we both started laughing like a zombie. He's like looking out through the little grating. Like,
Oh, God, what a peeper.
Yeah. I'm
Ew.
kidding. This is weird.
Voyeurism much.
What a cuckold. That is so
Cuckold,
weird.
there you go.
Oh, my
I love it.
God.
Judy, we love you, Judy. There's no doubt about it. Okay, you asked about the weather. Well, here is the weather, ladies and gentlemen. Warmer and sunny. Well, anyway, mostly sunny with a high of 86. Tonight, it's going to get down to about 66. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm with a high of 86 again. So 86 today, 86 tomorrow. On Wednesday, partial sun and hot with an isolated thunderstorm possible, 88. And then goes to 90 on Thursday, 84 on Friday, and just keeps going. Looks like a pretty damn... I mean, they're always talking about a thunderstorm rolling through. But it looks pretty good. So right now, it's partly cloudy. It's 55. Well, I better check that. It's 56 now. Partly cloudy, 56, but 86 later on today. God, we took the kids to the pool on Saturday. Had to sit inside for about 2 hours waiting for that thunderstorm to pass through. That was,
Oh, yeah.
man, it poured rain, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't that amazing? So did you guys do anything great over the weekend?
I will say this. I watched the Arnold documentary on Netflix that just came out.
What's that called again?
Arnold.
What's FUBAR? What is that?
Oh, FUBAR, that's his scripted series that
Yeah.
he just
That
put
he's
out.
in that too,
He's
though.
in that as
Oh,
well,
okay,
yeah. Yep.
okay.
It's a 3-part series. Each one is an hour long, and I am telling you, after you watch it, you want to flip a Buick. You are so motivated to be a better person.
Because of Arnold?
Because of the first two. The last one's a little tough.
That's good they show all sides,
Yes,
though.
and he's very honest because he talks a lot about his son that he had with the maid.
Yeah,
He cheated on his wife constantly.
Yes, and he's very honest. He does not pull any punches. He definitely talks about and he says, I effed up. I made huge mistakes. And he said the hardest part about it is it was at a time when his kids were, it was always the 6 of them. The
Yeah.
4 kids and then Maria and himself. And then after all this information came out and it came to light and then him and Maria got divorced, he's like, it all went away and I was by myself. And
Yep.
my kids don't hang out with me like they used to. But it did show a really, it's only for a couple of minutes. And it shows this very nice moment that he's having with his son, Jacob, at a gym. And his son looks just like Arnold. He's big. He's got big muscles. And they're having this great moment. And he said, I want to make sure Jacob always feels welcomed. And I was like, that's a really, because I think there's a lot of people in his situation that would have went, you're my kid that kind of screwed things up for me, man. And he doesn't treat his son like that. He really does treat him like one of his own.
But how
Well,
did
I
it-
would hope because he created him.
Yeah.
He's the one that made, But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
get
little
it.
bit
It's
low
weird.
bar
Yeah.
but I do hear what you're saying. And I think it's actually, I like scars and all.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate the honesty with all the affair talk. But yeah.
Okay, well, we'll have Sandy on tomorrow.
Well, actually, we have to go to break.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sandy's going to be on about 10 minutes late. We were schmoozing too much, man. Yeah, we do have to take a break, but Sandy will join us right after this, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which, of course, is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton. It's called Giza, Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you will receive 50% off the Giza Dream sheets. You will receive a set for as low as $29.98. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use promo code TOM. There you will find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sets, and so much more. Call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, or go to MyPillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code TOM.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers, and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
It's Tom Barnard for the Power Lodge and the world's largest Bennington pontoon dealer, Miller Marine in St. Cloud. Temps are up, prices are down. We just hit 88 degrees, so Miller Marine and Power Lodge are offering hot 88 summer deals for the next 2 weeks only. Get a Bennington pontoon for $28,888, and as a bonus, the first 8 pontoons come with a trailer for $1,888. Finance it all for just $288 a month. Want something larger? Get a Tri-Tune starting at $43,888 or just $488 a month. With over 300 pontoons in stock, they've got what you need at the world's largest Bennington dealer, Miller Marine and Power Lodge. Payment terms and credit limits are subject to credit approval, so come on. It's time to get serious about your throttle therapy with this 2-week deal until June 17th. Check selection at powerlodge.com and millermarine.com. Hot 88 summer deals with Bennington pontoons are now at the Lodge and Miller Marine. And please tell them Tommy sent you. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Sansevere, brought to you by Bialke Law Firm. Heard at work. Dave Bialke goes to work for you. Taking care of your workers' comp injury claims and denials. Go to BIALKElaw.com. Tell them Bob and Tom sent you. Sandy, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, and I that Arnold thing, I did watch it over the weekend, and my feeling was that he really did love Maria Shriver, or he's trying to do this to get her back in some way, because every time he talked about her, you could see like a wistful or longing feeling in it.
Yeah.
And can you be a chain smoker with a cigar? This guy's, since he was young, he's had a cigar plugged in his mouth.
He inhale it?
It's incredible that he's still alive.
Does he inhale it?
I don't think he does. No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's okay then?
No. I'm just saying it'd be much worse if he did inhale it, though. Much worse.
Yeah.
Now it's like lip cancer kind of deal.
Yeah. There's a great line because apparently, and I don't care if I'm giving it away, whatever, but apparently he was up for the Terminator role along with O.J. Simpson. And the reason why he got the Terminator role, as Arnold says in the documentary, he goes, it was between me and O.J. Simpson. And nobody believed that O.J. was a stone-cold killer.
That's
Whoa!
funny.
And he stops and he goes, yeah. It's
That's
so
cold.
great.
Well, no, but he was not. They were not both up to be the Terminator. They were both up to play the role of the guy who comes back from the future. That's the role. And then
that's right.
James Cameron had to convince him to be the Terminator, and because he thought he would be phenomenal at it.
And he was right.
It was not to be the Terminator originally.
Okay, well, way to shit on my point, Bob. Appreciate that.
Well, we try to get the facts here, you know. Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It's
all
hard
right.
for me to let the facts get in the way of your funny
Right,
story.
that is actually.
Hey, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, Bob. Yes.
Yeah, it's been an hour of that so far, Bob, so it's been a real thrill. Having a hell of a start
Aren't
to the
you
week.
the lucky fella?
Oh, yeah. So what else, Sandy?
Well, your Twins, they had a chance for a sweep, but
Yep.
you score 4 runs, you get a 6-run lead. You should hold the lead.
I would think so, yes.
But nope, didn't quite happen for them, and they're still a game and a half up, and they're 500 now. By the way, this is something that you need to work on. It's not they're 9-12 in series finales. Where so that the last game of a series, they just can't. They should have a winning record, but they don't.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. There are times when they look really, really good. Bob, let me ask you a question. I guess I'm asking everybody this question because I've been watching baseball since I was 9 years old. Yeah. I have never seen so many drop balls and errors and kicked balls and missed throws in my entire life watching baseball. They make more errors this year than I've ever seen. What is that?
Well, we've talked about it a few weeks ago. It's a fundamentals thing, and I don't know why. When was it lost, the idea of fundamentals?
I mean, you got look, some balls are hard to get, are a bitch to get to, and you're going to boot them because it's, you really had no chance to make the play anyway. But these are guys dropping balls right in their glove. They're booting grounders. That one throw from third to first went over his head by about 20 feet, for Christ's sake. Did you see that throw?
No, I did not, because yesterday was a busy day. And it was, yesterday it was a fall day. That's what it felt like.
Oh, absolutely.
And you said, where did you hit thunderstorms? Because we didn't have any bad weather out here in Buffalo.
Well, in the city, there was thunder. I don't know if I'd call it a thunderstorm necessarily, but there was thunder and a lot of rain. So
Okay.
I don't know. Who knows, man? Who knows where it all comes from? But I just, it was a hell of a weekend. It was a very, very busy weekend. Spent a lot of time with the family, so I was very happy about that. But yeah, we went. We took the kids around. We went on tour with the kids. Is what we did. It was fantastic.
Good.
It was fantastic. Met some very, very nice people, some listeners that they were enthralled by the fact that Fawn, at 7 years old now, when she orders her dessert, a 7-year-old goes, "Yes, I'd like bananas Foster." "Oh, really? Would you?" "Everybody else just wants ice cream. You want a specific dessert, do you?" "Okay, well, good for you, sister."
All right. What is bananas Foster? Bananas are in it, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's ice cream, like a caramel kind of sauce, some banana. It's absolutely stunningly delicious. There's no doubt about that. It's really good because then they heat it up. There's this big flame part of it. I think that's why she really likes it, because there's a big flame while they're making it.
Well, she likes the whole pyro end of it then.
Yeah, she likes the grand show that's put on with it. But yeah, spending a whole weekend with my family was just wonderful. Andy and Melissa and Ethan couldn't make it because Melissa and Ethan are a little under the weather. Well, that was sad. Too bad they couldn't make it. But this weekend maybe we'll get that done. But yeah, it's always great. Love doing that.
Yeah, so do you put pressure on them to, because you have 3 grandchildren now, a 4th would be nice, and maybe 5, we have a little basketball team going.
No, we're good to go.
Oh, I don't know if you're one of those grandparents who, whatever the number is, it's never enough grandchildren.
Nah, Bob, I'm far too conscious of the environment to waste things like that.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I got you.
All right.
I got you.
Whatever. It all works out in the end.
By the one more little sports thing. Delvin Cook, I didn't look this morning, but as of like midnight last night, he hadn't signed with the team. He wants too much money.
Well, he's not that
gonna
good
wind up
anymore.
Scaring away teams. Well, running backs don't make the big money anymore.
Nope.
And he wants a significant amount of money, and at some point they're going to decide, well, can this team get me a Super Bowl ring? I think with a lot of these guys, that whole Super Bowl ring thing was overblown. They all talk about it.
Yeah.
But if they truly meant it, they would take lesser money to play for a good team.
That would be smart, probably. Probably be a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. Bob, do you think that pitcher changed baseball forever and maybe all sports forever? Signed a $250 million contract, and I think he's played in about 30 games since, and he'll never play again.
Well, I mean, certainly all contracts get skewed by one. Well, look what Kirk Cousins did to the NFL.
Right.
No player had been fully guaranteed until he was traded to the Vikings, and
Yep.
then now they all want guaranteed deals. So yeah, one player can absolutely change the landscape of contracts.
Who thought he was good enough to give a guaranteed contract to?
Well, Rick Spielman.
I mean, he's mediocre at best. I mean, he's not even
They
good.
were desperate.
Yeah,
It was
they
a
were.
desperation
You're right.
move. And, I saw something yesterday where somebody's going down the list of, the Pro Bowls and his numbers and where he ranks here and there. And, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. Oh, my God. There's no way Kirk Cousins is a Hall. How about winning a playoff game?
How about when it's 4th and 7 with the entire season on the line, not throw a 3-yard pass?
Yeah.
God,
But,
the
they look
dumbest
at
thing I've
these-
ever seen.
There are some incredible apologists for this guy, and I just don't get it, and I don't see it. But I do think
Yeah.
that this current, group sees it. Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi Mensah-Adolfo, because Kwesi had said last year that we don't have a Tom Brady. Well, you don't.
No,
you also have
not
great
many.
receivers.
Not many people do have a Tom Brady. I gotta put it.
No.
Let me give him
No,
a
but I
tip
mean,
off.
you got a guy like Justin Jefferson, and obviously they've had a great connection with him and Cousins. However, a lot of good quarterbacks would have a similar connection because he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed that other teams couldn't see that. The guy led college football that year in receptions, and he still was not the first receiver picked. He hung around a while.
Right.
I mean, just take a look at what he did and the numbers he had in college, but that wasn't enough because nobody thought he could play anywhere but the slot.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
anyway, let's not get – I don't want to go too deep into the football thing.
No, I understand.
Because,
Well, you probably want to talk to Kristyn Burtt here before you hit the road, don't you?
Well, yes, I mean, it's an honor. It's absolutely an honor to be able to introduce and say hello to Kristyn Burtt, who knows more about Hollywood. She has forgotten more about Hollywood than the three of us combined can ever know.
Ladies and gentlemen, the queen of them all, Kristyn Burtt.
Thank you. I have a question for Bob this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Why was Aaron Rodgers at the Tony Awards last night?
Because he likes to be seen everywhere.
Is that
This
it?
guy, there's not a bigger ego. Maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger has a bigger ego, but there's not a bigger one in football than Aaron Rodgers.
So he's going to be at the opening of an envelope in New York now that he's a member of the Jet.
Yeah.
He'll be cutting the ribbon for the envelope opening ceremony.
I love it.
And he, I mean,
They
but
gave
look
him
at where
good
he's
placement.
been.
He was in the third row with the nominees. It was kind of crazy.
Really?
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, because he's a New York guy now. Isn't the Tony's a big New York? It is all New York stuff, right?
It is. It's a a night for Broadway. It was in Washington Heights last night at Lin-Manuel Miranda's theater, the United Palace, and there he was standing third row. And yes, he did do the red carpet.
Was he arm candy for some actress or actor?
No, he actually went with his teammate CJ Uzoma. I hopefully pronounced that right.
Tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, those
They
ones
went
are still
together.
flying now. Okay. That's interesting. I'm sure he'll be at other ceremonies too. He wants to make the whole New York scene because I think he is realizing the potential of money he could make in New York. I mean, it's going to be a bit more than he made in Green Bay when it comes to endorsements.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
He's got to
He
win.
might want to be a little bit more likable, though.
Well, you can't have everything.
Yeah.
Not everyone has the Kristyn Burtt likability factor.
You gotta have that charm. Honestly, he does. If he wants that type of money, he's got to start finding something charming about him, personality-wise.
Well, here's a guy, by the way, who gets along with no one in his family. He's estranged from his entire family.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who watches The Bachelor knows that very well because his brother went on The Bachelor and got engaged to The Bachelorette. So that was a big storyline for that.
Gee, I wonder how his brother made it on The Bachelor, how he got picked. Maybe the name Rodgers had something to do with it.
Probably. He's a good-looking guy, too. He's a good-looking
brother
guy. He's
or
a
Aaron?
sportscaster.
Oh. I've never seen what his brother looks like. I've never really watched The Bachelor.
You definitely know it's Aaron Rodgers' brother, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how Patrick Swayze has a brother, but Swayze, they both look alike, but Swayze's just a little bit better looking? That's kind of like what Jordan Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers are like. It's two guys, and Jordan is just a little bit better looking. They look exactly alike, but just a little bit.
But Jordan won the charm. He's got that.
Yeah.
He's a lot more charismatic than his brother, and he's adorable with JoJo, who is now his wife.
Who's JoJo?
JoJo was the Bachelorette that he wound up getting engaged to and marrying, and
Oh,
now
this is
they've
the brother.
become hosts of reality shows on HGTV, and he does sports casting. He wound up winning in this whole Hollywood thing. So
Okay,
Aaron Rodgers did not get that same gene.
All these Rodgers boys, they just thrive on this attention, the ego. They're all attention seekers. For this guy to be, going to Bachelor, now he's doing reality shows.
But Jordan,
Okay,
I
about
don't
getting
find
a good
Jordan to
job.
be egotistical, though, honestly.
No, I'm sure not.
Yeah. He's a lot different than his brother, and they've talked. I mean, I don't think they talk anymore, but at the time when he was on The Bachelorette, there was a lot of talk about the family tension and how Aaron Rodgers just kind of exited. And to bring that up, when he was dating Olivia Munn, Aaron Rodgers, she was the one blamed for the family feud, when actually it turned out it's just an Aaron Rodgers problem.
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever talk about what caused it, the rift with the family, what he did, or what he claims they did?
From what I remember, now this is going a few seasons back. I don't, Britt, if you watched that season, but they alluded a lot to his ego. He got more famous. He pulled away from the family. It was that type of situation. And the Rodgers the rest of them have all stayed a pretty tight unit.
It's funny because it was actually really broad because even though they weren't talking to Aaron, you could tell they still felt guarded about saying specifics, which was kind of respectful. Like even because the parents were on too when they did the hometown visits, and they were very guarded about what they were saying about Aaron. You could tell that, and maybe there had been some slip up in the past where they talked to press and that had been part of it, but you could tell they were definitely guarded about revealing too much.
Did Aaron Rodgers talk? Did they go to him to talk about his brother? Or he refused.
Oh yeah, he doesn't talk about them at all.
No.
How do you guys know all this stuff? I had no idea this was all going on.
This was a huge part of pop culture. It was a storyline that played out in the press. I would say probably a solid 6 months at least while The Bachelorette was airing. And then subsequently, because then Jordan Rodgers got engaged to The Bachelorette, they're now married. So it does come up. It like creeps into articles from time to time, even years later.
So this is all on the internet, or where is this being argued?
Yeah, you would see a lot of this storyline. Of course, it played out on ABC originally when that season aired.
Yeah.
But then subsequently, you would see the follow-up in, Us Weekly, and People would cover it, Entertainment Tonight. And I think also when Aaron Rodgers broke up with Olivia Munn, people thought, oh, he's going to get back together with his family now because it was Olivia's fault that there was a family rift. Well, that didn't happen. He then went and got engaged to Shailene Woodley. There was no reconciliation there when he was engaged to her. And she kind of like, when they broke up, there was kind of like a weird like separation around that. And you just started realizing this is an Aaron Rodgers issue solely. It has nothing to do with who he's dating. It has nothing to do with his sibling or his brother going on The Bachelorette, because everybody else in his family, they're all still together.
Do you think it's a coincidence that he played in the smallest NFL market of them all and needed more publicity than anyone? Do you think part of this is
the ego on this guy?
But I mean, do you think part of it's a scam too? I'm just asking. I don't know anything about it.
For me, just being an outsider in the sports world, watching how his situation with the vaccine played out was weird. Either you got the vaccine or you didn't get the vaccine. Right. He kind of waffled in the middle. I'm like, just say what your position is, because if you didn't get the vaccine and you didn't want to do it, it's fine. Like, there's plenty of people who support your argument. But doing this weird, like, I got inoculated was really strange terminology. And it really wound up being a public backlash for him. And it was a total publicity debacle for him that didn't need to happen, honestly.
But did he do it on purpose?
Yeah, he did it on purpose. Absolutely.
He did on purpose.
So it's basically all about getting attention. Is that what this is about?
I think it is. And by the way, and there's no gray area when you say I've been inoculated. You're telling people you got the shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he should have been suspended for a longer period of time for what he did. Other players would be.
Yeah, have you ever remembered a player that held a team more hostage than Aaron Rodgers?
No.
And also, what is it that, dude, you're a multi-million-dollar NFL quarterback.
Yep.
Why do you need to go take a mental retreat for 6 weeks? Like guys who swing hammers all day those are the guys who probably need 6 weeks off. The guys who lay shingles all day and put in windows. Those dudes are the guys who should go be on a cave taking ayahuasca, not an NFL quarterback who gets to live in the limelight.
Well, I'm thinking his family, when people ask, hey, have you talked to Aaron recently? Thank God, no.
Yeah.
They're probably glad they don't have to deal with him because he is off the charts.
Mm-hmm. Are they selling any I Hate Aaron t-shirts from the family so they can make even more money?
I wouldn't doubt it if New Yorkers have already started selling them in like the Village on St. Mark's Place.
This is what I'm saying. The world has turned into such a scam hole now. Everything is a scam. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, but scammers make for great docu-series.
Yes, they do.
Series in Hollywood. So we need the scammers.
Oh, well. All right, Sandy, get the hell off the show. You heard me.
I'm out of here. Kristyn, you just keep entertaining those folks. We'll see you later.
I'll do my best.
Thanks, Annie. Bob Sansevere, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Bielke Law, Dave Bielke. I love Sandy. Don't you love Sandy?
I
I love the
Sandy.
orb.
The orb. He is the orb. There's no question about that. Why don't we take a break, be right back, and we'll be back with Kristyn Burtt right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live at tombernardshow.com or on the Tom Barnard Show app.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they taught you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers, and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Kristyn Burtt with us. Boy, there's a lot to talk about. I got to read you a headline here because you live. How long did you live in Minnesota?
2 years.
2 years. So you like Minnesota?
Yes, in the summer and in the fall and the spring.
Same with us.
Same as everybody else who lives there, exactly. How about this headline? Brooks, Minnesota needs your help to redesign a dreadful flag. Why is the Minnesota State... What's on it? Isn't there like a farm worker or something on it?
I don't know.
Isn't that what's on the flag?
I don't know. That's where I go. It's not that memorable.
Well, yeah, but do you know anybody's state flag?
I know
We
California's.
have a California bear on ours.
Yeah, the bear, because it
Look
was
at
on
the
a
bear.
Wilco album.
Oh, well, never mind then. Yeah, they show a picture of the flag, but you can't see the flag. It's off in the distance. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
looking at it myself.
if you held up a Minnesota State flag, I would not even know what it was until you told. Isn't there? I think there's a farmer on it, isn't there? I think.
Yeah, there's a farmer. It looks like a Native American, possibly on a horse.
Okay.
It looks like a lake and a sunset.
Okay, so what's dreadful about that? Why?
It's chaotic.
It's chaotic. Yeah, it's not clean.
Who cares? God, is anybody happy about anything anymore? It's our flag. So what?
I mean, this is not something I would start with if I was like, let's figure out the problems with Minnesota. But if you straight up ask me, is our flag kind of ugly? I'd say, yeah. If you brought it to my attention, I'd say this is not a cute flag.
Okay, do the people of Minnesota deserve the fact that they acknowledge that this was a Native American state before the honkies got here?
Yeah, but it's
That's
hard
pretty
to,
cool.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's what this is. We have trouble deciphering if that's what this is showing.
Oh, you don't even know if because I haven't seen it yet. You
They're
can't
in the
tell.
background. I mean, in the
Oh, they
foreground,
are,
it's
okay.
the farm workers. So
Yeah, like if I
maybe
zoom
that's
way,
also an issue.
if you zoom
Yeah.
way in, you can see that. I think that's what they're trying to say, but it looks like just a naked guy on a horse.
I imagine that's probably why they call it dreadful, is because there is a Indian riding bareback on this flag. Also, it looks like somebody drew this in Microsoft Paint. This is
Why
awful.
is it bad for him to be riding on a horse?
Nobody said as it is. We're just saying it's ugly. It's like
It's not good.
Anyone who's a graphic designer would be like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's terrible.
I don't know. It's a flag. Who cares? Is there a flag that you just love?
I feel like California and the bear is cute. That's a cute one.
That's cute.
Yeah. And clear.
I couldn't care. We have much bigger problems than the state flag. Let me put it that way.
Everybody has much bigger problems than the state flag graphics, but if you're going to update it, this could use some updating, sure.
But why are we updating it? I mean, I don't care if
I don't
don't care what they
money
do.
on it too, when obviously there's so many bigger fish to fry.
Oh, so Minnesota is getting a new flag. They're saying the Star Tribune is saying that Minnesota is going to get a new flag. We have 6 months to find one, apparently. We've been given 6 months to find a new flag.
Game on. Rudy, you're on it.
And then what? What happens after 6 months?
Yeah, that's a great question. Government shutdown.
Does Wisconsin get us? Do we just get rid of the border? What happens?
I still don't understand that. How long has the Native American been our flag? Has it been forever?
God, you must make me spit water.
I don't know. It's a pretty, you know what though? And it's not because, I hope they're not doing it because they're like, there needs to be reparations for the Indian man on the horse. I hope they're doing it because they're like, this looks like trash and it really does need to be updated.
You know what's nice? Okay, I'm looking at a lot of flags right now. Colorado, got a great flag. Texas, great flag. Clear, simple. Alaska, solid flag. Alabama is a little weird. It's just a giant X over it.
Yeah.
But there's some, I think, clear, simple, blammo. That's where it's at.
You guys last got a major renovation on your flag in 1957.
There you go.
It received a minor update in 1983. But the Minnesota legislature created a commission to redesign the flag and your seal of Minnesota this year. So
the seal's going to change too?
Lots of upgrades coming.
Is there anything that doesn't need to change? Do we need to change everything about America now, or like every single thing? Flags and this and that. Who cares?
Let's see if our podcast can sponsor it and get our name on that bad boy.
Get a name on the flag?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like one of them bricks
right
down
across
at
the front.
Yeah, like one of them bricks down at U.S. Bank Stadium.
Yep.
They'll help build it. We just put our name on it.
Just in a corner. We're not trying to take the Minnesota, the main part, but the corner.
You know what's amazing? I've lived in this state pretty much, I would say 90%, 85% of my life I've lived in this state.
Yeah.
And had no idea what the flag looked like. No. I don't care.
Well, it's because
now you do, though.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Well, I bet you saw this flag 100 times in your life, and you have no idea. It just looks like it's just somebody threw paint at a blue background and then hung it up on their doorstep. It's not.
Now, I have a question. The only concern I have about that is, did they at some point give school children the ability to come up with a flag themselves?
And this is what it looks like.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely.
To me, it looks like they said, hey, kids, why don't you build us a state flag? And now we're pissing all over it. Little 2-3-year-olds are all just...
Tom, I'm finally ready
they're depressed.
I'm ready to agree with you that kids are getting dumber if this is the flag they're making.
Well, adults are getting dumber than the kids, so that's the great point there. No, I thought I had heard at one point that school children did help design the Minnesota flag. I'm not sure about that, but I thought that just popped into my head that children were asked to add a couple of things.
Sure.
And maybe that's why it does look very childlike. I mean, the flag does look childlike, the drawings and all that stuff on there. So maybe we have to look in and see if there's any history behind that, why it is the way it is. Right?
Yeah, Wikipedia has a whole history of it. I'm not seeing anything about the kids, but you might be able to find a little bit.
I don't know. It's a flag. I think I'll live today, no matter if it flies or it doesn't. I think I'll be okay. We have bigger fish to fry, like people murdering each other in the streets. Why don't we focus on that?
You guys don't do a moment of silence under your Minnesota flag every morning?
No, wait a minute. That's the national one.
I go quack, quack.
I don't. We didn't
flag?
do that in Massachusetts. It was just the American flag.
Oh, okay.
It's cool. But if you live in Texas, you do Texas history, and they're very big into their flag and their history.
Oh, sure.
In comparison to other states.
I would imagine, like I said, if this is the biggest problem we got, we're in pretty damn good shape. If we just don't like our flag, I think everything else is if this is the number one hot spot, things are going well.
Yeah, you know what? Just put a graphic of Sweet Martha's cookies on a flag and call it a day.
Done.
I mean, that's really what we're known for, isn't it?
I've never had one.
Shut your face, Tom Barnard.
I'm not a big state fair guy.
I'm not either, but you've at least somebody in your proximity has had to brought home a bucket of cookies at some point.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Never?
I
We're
don't
going to
think
the
so.
state fair this year.
Yeah.
I will get you a cookie.
Well, a cookie's fine. I don't want a whole bucket.
No, nobody does.
No.
But you buy it.
Yeah.
Nobody
But
wants it.
don't they like sell these huge?
Yeah,
Have you ever
it's-
seen this,
That's
Kristyn? They're
why-
these huge buckets of cookies.
When I was an
I don't
intern.
remember them from my time at the fair. Are they chewy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of gooey.
Soft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's good. I
Sweet
don't like
Martha?
it when they're crunchy.
No, I don't either.
No,
I don't
no,
either.
no, no, no. That's
Is that Sweet Martha's cookies?
Yes.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to have one
I
at the state
remember
fair.
eating cheese curds and like fried Twinkie and a fried Oreo at the state fair.
Is the food at the state fair good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends which booth you go to, but you can find some really good food.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the guy used to be right across the street from us when we were at the Q.
Ooh, Giggles.
Giggles, yeah.
Oh,
That was really good.
Campfire.
Yeah.
So good.
What was it called? Campfire? Is just
Giggles Campfire Grill or something.
Okay, good.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. Kristyn, this is what a bucket of cookies from Sweet Martha's looks like.
It's like a heaping
Oh,
bucket.
that's big.
Overflowing. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious.
good.
Last I checked, by the way, Kristyn, I believe they cash in at about $2.5 million per
12
state fair.
days.
12 days, yeah.
That's
2.5
good
million.
business. You
Yeah.
don't have to work the rest of the year
Yeah.
if you didn't want to.
And then on top of it, like in the last couple of years, they started selling them in stores, like the frozen. You can get the frozen Sweet
Oh, I
Martha's
didn't know
pack.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
I did not know that.
Do you buy the cookie dough and then cook them up, or
Yeah.
they add the actual cookie?
I believe it comes as the actual cookie, and then you just put it in the oven.
I'm going to say something. It's a good cookie. It's not the best.
It's not the best cookie. I agree. It's not the best
I'm
cookie.
glad you said that because I was sitting here biting my tongue because everyone loves it, but it's definitely not the best chocolate
What's the
chip
best cookie in Minnesota?
Well, I mean, like I have the recipe for the best chocolate chip cookies.
Oh,
it wasn't.
here we
It
go.
wasn't mine. It's still not mine.
Or me, no.
No, I'm just saying that like, I don't think that you could easily make a chocolate chip cookie at home better than Sweet Martha's.
Yep, they're called Sour Brittany's. Sour Brittany's cookies.
Which is every day, by
yeah,
the way.
which is right next to Sweet Martha's.
Like, I think a basic chocolate chip cookie recipe will beat out Sweet Martha's. But
Really?
Yeah.
yes,
I thought they were supposed to be so phenomenal.
they're good. It just like there's a quantity aspect. They're little bites. They're fun.
Oh,
They're in
okay.
a big container. You're at the state fair. You go to the milk
Right,
booth, buy a
right.
milk. So they're good.
Yeah.
Are
I
they
like
the?
a brown butter chocolate chip cookie.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah. You know, they always talk about, like, what a business model. What a great idea for Sweet Martha. You know who the smartest guy at the fair is? The guy who built the milk stand right next to Sweet
Yeah.
Martha's.
Yeah.
That guy
Not a
is
bad
brilliant.
idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Well, I'll
at
have to
all.
give it a whirl since they're going to be there anyway. I'll have to have a Sweet Martha's cookie. I must have had one in the past. I just don't remember it.
Well, you know, we keep talking about Kristyn Burtt coming to town. That might be the
Yeah,
place to have you come.
you should.
Yeah, that week, that Saturday. It's like it's the week before Memorial Day. You should come, hang. You could spend the day at the fair. I'm sure there's got to be, I'm sure the Kentucky Headhunters are playing the grandstand that night. You could come and hang out.
And eat my way through the state fair.
Yeah.
Indeed. I think you should, absolutely, because then I just
that would
wouldn't
be
show
fun.
up. You could take my place.
Yeah, that's right. The Tom Barnard Morning Show, and I take over.
And you just
Nobody
take over
wants
the
that.
whole deal. I don't know. I have not been to state fair now in years again. I don't know. It's not that I don't like the state fair. It is very crowded, though. I'm not big on huge crowds in the streets.
You're gonna love going with Hubbard.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that shuttle is pretty legit.
Oh, that is that's a big plus because,
You guys didn't go last year?
not that I know of. Did
No.
we? I don't think so.
I wasn't there.
I don't remember I don't think we did. Let's move on from
Okay,
talking about
sorry.
Crumbulus or whatever the assholes' names are. Ugh. You booze hound assholes. Anyway, moving forward.
What? Tell us how you really think.
What are they going to do about it? That's what I'd like to know. Anyway, so Sweet Martha's, we'll have Sweet Martha's. You should come to town because it's a holiday time anyway. It's just before Labor Day. Is Labor Day the last day of the fair?
Yeah, I said Memorial Day, unfortunately, but yes, it is Labor Day.
Yeah.
That people are, yeah. Yep.
Labor Day, it's the last day of the fair, so that'll be, and my mother's birthday is always during the fair, so I will remember that forever. Although I don't think my mother ever went to the state fair. I doubt it. Where am I going to get
didn't
state
take you guys
fair
as
money?
kids?
That's what that's my mother's answer to everything.
That's my favorite thing is when you ask that question, where are we going to get state, or where are we going to get
Everything.
gas money, or where we go? That's my favorite thing your mom says
Oh yeah,
ever.
This is a true story, Kristyn. I'm not kidding you. Where are you going, Tommy? Could I have some money? I'd like to go to Burger King. Where are we going to get Burger King money? I mean, that was always her response to everything.
It always makes it sound like there's literally different currency.
Different currency
for
Yeah.
different
Burger
places.
King.
I just imagine little Burger King. Here's State Fair money. I love it. I'm gonna take that into my repertoire as a mom now. Like
you gotta.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you want some ice cream from the ice cream truck? Where are we gonna get ice cream truck money?
And you got to throw the truck in there, not just ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ice cream truck money. You got to have it right, and that's all there is to it. I'm glad to
Probably
hear
more
you say.
expensive though. It's probably like Apple Store money.
Yeah, it
that
is.
kind of thing.
God, I've been in an Apple store forever. So in any case, we have 3 more episodes to go with A Small Light, and my God, that's a great show, but very, very sad. To be that terrified every day when you wake up that they're going to close in on you and kill you because you're a Jew. I mean, isn't that amazing?
Well, it's history, and
It is.
Listen, we just had Nazis standing outside of Disney World this
What
weekend.
was that all about?
What?
now?
Where was
No.
I?
They had DeSantis flags and Nazi flags. It's like, what?
What?
If I were running for president, the last people I want to be endorsed by are Nazis.
Oh, I'd have to agree with you,
Yeah, it's not exactly like showing how strong your platform is. But yeah, that did happen. And what I didn't understand in watching all of that, I understand like there's a lot of political stuff going on with Disney and DeSantis
Yeah.
and people agreeing, siding with Disney and people not agreeing and people siding with DeSantis on this. But it looked at times like they were on Walt Disney property by
really?
the actual signage. I'm like, how are they allowed there? I understand the sidewalk is public property, but at times they were on the landscaping, and I'm like, I don't understand like why this is happening.
I have a question for you. How do you decide if they're doing it to make one party look bad or the other party look bad? Because somebody looks really bad here. In other words, what I'm saying is it just seems so way far over the top that it was just a coincidence. And again, I got nobody that I'm voting for in any of this stuff. I think the closest I've come to voting for somebody so far is maybe, what's his name? Ramaswamy was his name?
Nailed it.
Vivek? Is it Ramaswamy? Is that how you say his name? I don't know. I just, the
That's
people.
what you're talking about.
Oh, he's running for, I don't even know what party he's running in. I know he's running for president, but I have no idea. Maybe he doesn't even have a party. I don't like these people. You know what I mean? And the big problem I have with all of them is all they do is lie. So I'm wondering, you got Nazi flags and you got this and you got that and all the rest of it. Who put that on? Was it real Nazis? Or was it somebody saying, hey, if we show a Nazi presence, it's going to make them look really bad?
These people are confirmed members of the Nazi Party.
There's still a Nazi party in America.
There is, and there's a rise of anti-Semitism. If you look at the crime records, well, you're gonna get deep into
Kristyn,
politics,
why?
But just on a surface
Kristyn,
level,
why?
Why? On a surface level, I will say there have been certain politicians and certain candidates who have allowed, or have given people confidence to now speak this freely, where I think it still existed, but it existed underground.
There are people running for office that want you to talk about Nazism?
They don't mind courting certain groups.
They're not
They don't.
shutting it down.
They're not shutting it down.
And
is
they
a
think
really
an
good way to
endorsement
put it.
is an endorsement, and we've seen that. We've seen that so much lately. I mean, you think that if the Nazi Party is like, "Hey, we got your back," he'd say, "No thanks, I'm good. I got this." But they won't even do that. They're like, won't acknowledge it. They won't shut it down. But also, like,
Can they?
I don't
That's
think.
my question.
I
Can
don't
they
know
shut
if-
it down?
I don't know if they can, but
I
I
don't
mean,
either.
at least you wouldn't
You can
sleep.
at least denounce it. You can denounce it and just say, "Hey, I'm a supporter of the Jewish community," and sit there and disavow anti-Semitism. I think that's pretty easy to say. I
So
don't find that very hard to say.
What happened? Why the anti-Semitism? Now what? What are they pissed off about?
Well, I do think that we've seen a rise of white Christian nationalism in this country, and that is a problem because that's where we're starting to see people feel emboldened to have anti-LGBTQ legislation that makes them less than in our community. And I think that we're just seeing a swell of that because people feel empowered to speak what are their beliefs, but they believe that not everyone is equal in this country.
Well, the problem you have is when you give a voice or power, not just a voice, but a powerful voice to people, to stupid people, this is what's going to happen. People are getting dumber by the day, and I know, but I've been saying that for years now, and nobody believed me. Look at the numbers. People are dumber than they were 10 years ago. There's no question about that.
Well, it's unfortunate. Our education system is not great in a lot of public areas of going to public school. It's a situation now. A lot of parents are homeschooling. It's hard to homeschool. You have to be equipped to be able to handle this, and not everyone has that child that's going to be able to sort of self-educate and excel in all of that. I don't necessarily think I would have been a great homeschool kid. You know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't have been. No, I would not have been.
And it's and I love school. So I was one that thrived in a classroom environment.
Mm-hmm.
And, not every environment is right for every kid. But at the same time, we have people pulling their kids out for political reasons, for safety reasons.
Right.
Just could be that the school system in their community is not great. There's thousands of reasons people are homeschooling. But collectively, are we doing ourselves a disservice by not having a great education system as we should in America?
No, we should definitely. Just very quickly, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because we already talked about it, but I just don't. So in their mind, what did the Jews do now? What? I don't get it.
It's nothing different. It's the same
It's
old,
like
same
every
old.
25 years this pops up, or 20 years, or maybe it's more frequent than that.
People who have issues with other religions and races and sexual and gender identities are just going to have a problem.
Why would I care?
Different.
Why would I care?
No. And what the other thing too, and I always say this, is that I think sometimes people just have they hang out exactly with the same people.
That's true. That's true.
And if you don't have a group of people that are of different backgrounds than you have a smaller view of the world. That's all.
Let me put it this way. Stay away from the kids and the dogs and I'm good. You know what I mean? Let's not be banging the dogs. What do you say?
That sounds like a good plan.
Unless they're asking for it.
Yeah, that's a different deal.
Unless those dogs are wearing that, the haircut they get sometimes.
Okay, let me just show you that it's not only in America, that it's the entire world that's insane. This just popped up on my screen. I love our listeners, by the way. They send me stuff during the show. Did you know that 1/3 of German men think something is true? And what is it? 1/3 of all German men in Germany think you should be able to do this. What is it? This is 2023 now. Don't forget that. So you'll never guess, so I better tell you. 1/3, and by the way, I checked, this actually did appear in several publications, so it's not somebody just making something up. 1/3 of all men in Germany think that it's absolutely fine to beat your wife. In 2023? Really?
I wouldn't have seen that coming out of Germany, but if that was coming out of Ireland, I'd be
A
like,
different
okay,
story.
well,
But there's a lot of drinking involved, you know. Honest to God, beating your wife. 1 out of 3 men in Germany think you should be able to smack your wife. And again, I have proof that I've never hit my wife because I'm still alive. That's my proof. You got it?
Yeah, although have you seen a lot of German women? Boy, they could put a thumping on a lot of dudes.
Well, Toots, my mother.
It's a fair fight, you know?
My mother was 100% German. She could whip some ass. There's no doubt about it. But did you ever think in 2023 people would even be talking about physical abuse of their spouse? What the hell's going on?
Certainly not openly.
Yeah, certainly not. Exactly.
I mean, domestic violence obviously goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah,
quite a
it
bit,
does,
but
yeah.
certainly not like, oh, yeah, that's okay. It's not okay.
But I mean, that shocked the hell out of me because I did do some research when that popped up on my screen, and it is true. That story is everywhere, apparently, or at least everywhere I looked. So I don't know, man. I have no interest in punching someone who can't fight back. Do you?
I don't fight.
No.
Well, there you go.
I'm like, I don't fight. I don't really have much of a temper. So.
This whole, kicking your kid's ass or your wife or whomever. I said, why? Are you that lame a human being that you have to prove how tough you are by hitting people who can't fight back? Really? That's your deal, huh?
That's so scary.
Isn't
That
it?
it's this year.
Oh, did you look it up?
I just found it in CNN.
Well, yeah, CNN's the first one I saw, too.
34% of men that age bracket admitted to being violent towards their female partner in the past to instill respect in them, said that they thought it was acceptable if their hand slipped occasionally during an argument with their partner.
Their hands slipped? Really?
Occasionally.
Is that what's happening? My hand slipped, Catherine. I didn't mean to choke you.
Get this. 20% of women agreed with the statement. Like, how sad is that?
This is what I'm saying. This world has lost its mind. I never thought in 2023 we'd be talking about, oh, is it okay to beat your wife? What? Where are we headed?
I have no idea.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm just hoping the earth melts and then we all disappear on the same day and we don't have this dramatic Armageddon ending.
It's pretty tough. I could not believe when I first saw that this morning. It was like, what? That's got to be made up. But yeah, the first one I found was CNN as well, CNN.com. I don't think you should hit your kids. I don't think you should hit your wife, your husband. I don't go around hitting people. Do you?
Not me.
No.
No, I don't get it. Whatever. Okay, well, let's wrap her up in the last 2 minutes on a very positive note. What's good to watch, Kristyn Burtt?
I heard from a lot of your viewers they watched based on a true story over the weekend. I binged the whole rest of the series. That's the Kaylee Cuoco one.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Really enjoyable. 8 episodes. It's, 30 minutes. And it looks like they set everyone up for a season 2, just so if anyone wants to invest in it. It looks like if this does well on Peacock, it will get a season 2. But it was really, really fun. Kaylee and Chris Messina, who's her co-star, plays her husband on the show.
Oh, okay.
Just absolutely flew. So I was glad to hear that people took my recommendation and really enjoyed it. So that's definitely one. There's no premieres tonight. There'll be some stuff later on in the week that we can talk about. But there's always Stars on Mars tonight with William Shatner if you haven't caught up with that.
Shatner has a real hard time getting work, doesn't he? That boy is 90. He's 90 years old.
90 and working. I think it's amazing. He didn't have to go to Australia. He filmed everything in Los Angeles. So he just has to do his campy Stars on Mars, collect his paycheck, and he's still working at 90. I think that is incredible.
I love having him on. He's come on the show all the time. We got to reach out and get him on this show too. But he is.
You should while Stars on Mars is running because this is only episode 2. So. Definitely try and get him on because he is such a delight, and you've got to get him to say the signature tagline because it's so campy and fabulous.
Well, that's William Shatner all the way, isn't it? Tom, how you doing, Tom? T-O-O-M, Tom.
Tom.
That's how he said. Hey, Tom, you should come to my house for Christmas, Tom. There's Kitty. We're going to wrap it up with Kitty.
I'm just trying to calm her down.
She's moving. She's moving a lot. What's going on?
She's moving all over the place this morning. She's like, wait, this segment's a little extra long today. What's going on?
What? Is this too long for you, by the way? Because I don't want to keep you longer than you have.
No, it's fine.
Okay, I want to make sure.
It's 6:15 in the morning here in LA. Where am I running off
Well, that's true. It's a good point.
Yeah, Kristyn and I talked about this off air today, and if you're cool with it, we'd love to keep her around until 8:15 every day. So,
are you all right with that?
Oh, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I was.
Okay, then I'm not. I'm totally against it.
Yeah, I'm on the fence, Kristyn. Tell me reasons why I should have you on till 8:15.
I'm going to have a PowerPoint presentation.
Thank you. Yes, of course.
Kristyn, you add a ton to the show. You put us in a good mood. It's a wonderful thing.
Oh, thank you. I love hanging out with you guys. It starts my day.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You bet. See you tomorrow.
Kristyn Burtt, ladies and gentlemen, take a break. Be right back. Now, from Kristyn to Chris, what more could you ask for after this?
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw & Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner.
Ladies and gentlemen, checking the weather here. Warm and mostly sunny with a high of 86 today. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm with a high of 86 again. On Wednesday, partial sun and hot with an isolated thunderstorm possible. 88 for the high. And then Thursday, 90. Friday, 84. Saturday, around 84. They're talking partial sun, maybe a thunder. These are not really storm systems. They're like thunderstorms popping up, so we'll see if they even happen. But right now, it is partly cloudy. It's 61 degrees right now. Well, actually, it's sunny and 61 degrees right now. So very nice outside, as a matter of fact. Very nice inside, simply because Chris Egert is here.
Well, hi.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. How are you guys?
Marvelous. Everything's just slogging along because we don't live in Germany and beat up our wives. So that's
yeah. I heard that. Those statistics are alarming.
Jesus.
Not great.
Out of where? Where does that even come from?
Yeah. God, I don't know. I didn't catch the part though that it was Germany. So that
it's Germany.
To me,
Yeah.
kind of explains a little bit. I don't know why. In my head though, it seems less jarring.
Every time I think of the German language, though, I think of Leonard Barr. You remember him? Leonard Barr was a comedian, and he was Dean Martin's uncle. And he was about 80 years old when he started doing comedy. He literally was about 80 when he started doing comedy. And he was very, very good. He said, yeah, I know. And by the way, he was not a good-looking man. He did not look like Dean Martin at all. He's pretty homely, actually. You know, you guys probably aren't going to believe this, but I was walking down the street the other day, and all these women, they just won't leave me alone as I walk by. They're all, rating me, and, they got this scale from 1 to 10, and they were rating me pretty high. I mean, I walked by 4 women, and everyone went, 9. Turns out they were German. Thank you very much. Great to be here. See, now that's a good joke.
German jokes.
German. 9.
9.
Turns out they were German.
Oh.
I think you might have to see his face to tell him hearing that joke.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was not a handsome fella. Very, very good, though. I love little humor's good, right?
Yes.
So what's happening in your world, Pally?
Get used to things being weird in the weather, it sounds like.
Yeah.
They're saying that an El Nino's formed like earlier than it normally does. That's what the National Weather Service is saying. So, which means this winter we may have less snow.
Really?
Good.
Yeah. Than the 100 inches or whatever the hell we got this year, something like that.
So the question, less snow but colder?
I don't think so. I think
Good.
I think it actually means more like a milder winter for what it's worth. But it's so like we need the thing that sucks right now is everything's so dry and like we're basically getting back into a drought. Did any of you guys get rain on Saturday?
Mm-hmm. We did a lot.
You?
Yep.
Because it was weird. It was like, it was very hit or miss. Some parts of the east suburbs got like flash flooding. It rained enough. I think it was Cottage Grove.
Right.
And we had it on the other side of town too, but then like it wasn't even measurable at the airport, so it was kind of a weird.
That is a
weird deal.
Because we drove down 62 to take the kids to dinner over in St. Paul, and it was pouring the whole way from our house all the way over there on 62. It was pouring the whole damn way, so I don't know what that was all about. And we hung out, and the whole time they were eating lunch, as a matter of fact, it was pouring rain outside. So
where'd you guys go?
I can't tell you.
Oh.
But I'll tell you. No, okay. I can tell you because, see, the only reason I don't want to tell you is because the name of the place sounds very snazzy, like it's elitist or whatever.
Ooh.
I'll tell. We just went to the P&Y there. That's a good way to do it.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah. And it's.
Come on, Chris. Tap into your Sperry's.
Think
Sperry's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right down the street from the TNA.
Yeah, TNA's right down the street. Magnificent.
Dynamite.
Oh, Sperry's shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
oh.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Oh, listen, you don't have a... No, it was really good, though. It was real. But, yeah, it was pouring rain, man. I mean, well, as a matter of fact, Golden Valley, Golden Valley Country Club, they set out apparently people in the city of Golden Valley or whatever sent a message out that they had to shut their pool down because it was raining so much. I mean, that's kind of, what does it do? Does it overflow or, I mean, does it flood? I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose. And then you get 700 kids in there and the displacement of the water.
Yes, indeed, the displacement. And it got down to what, 63 degrees or what the hell?
It was not.
It was cold,
It was
man.
cold. My
really
sister
was.
My sister kept asking me to come over this weekend to go in her pool, and I was like, no. No. I'll watch reality TV with you, but I'm not going to go in your pool with your kids. It's freezing.
It was way too good. And that was because of the breeze, though, right? The wind was very cold.
Yeah, it just felt. It
It's
was like
true.
if you're walking around fast, because I did a lot of walking, because we're doing a walking challenge at Hubbard, and if you're walking around fast and sweating, great. In the minute you stop, it was cold.
Wait, there's a walking challenge here?
I didn't know this either.
It just means you guys didn't get invited.
I guess not.
What is it? I don't get it.
So it's steps. You're in a team, and they send it all out on email. You guys just don't look at your email.
I don't get any emails from Hubbard.
Yeah.
Documents. I got
Wow.
sign this document. That's what I get.
You get them. You just don't look at them.
No, I don't get them.
I
don't. No.
I wonder if you have an email for work that you've never opened.
Yeah, I think HR probably has to have you set up by company law. They set you up with an email.
I had one for years, and I didn't find out till a couple months ago.
Yeah,
but I'm not an employee, though. That's the difference.
I envy you if that's the case.
No, I'm not an employee, so why would I have? You know, I'm a partner in the business.
Well,
I
then
don't
you
work
can't
for
be
them.
in the walking challenge, and that's sad.
Well, that's a good thing because I walk about 7-8 miles a day. So why would you want me on your team?
Well, I mean, I put up 20,000 steps yesterday.
Which is nothing.
Oh, look at you.
What's that about? Like a city block? Is that how far that is?
Depends which city you live in.
She does these little, little tiny steps. That's
Well, is that what
20,000.
people who work regular shifts do during work? They like walk?
Pretty much, I think.
I can't imagine taking time out of my morning that's like everything's down to the second. Like, oh, I think I'll go take an hour lunch and go walk around the neighborhood for a while.
Oh, Chris, because your job is so nitty gritty. You're so let me see those calluses on your hands, sir.
That's right. I'm slaving over a hot news machine over here.
A news machine.
Walking
hot news
around, getting your
machine.
steps in. Ooh, look
So-
at us, we got steps.
So how many? So 20,000 steps.
That's how many I got
You're getting there.
yesterday.
Okay, now how many steps do you take per mile? Do you know?
No, but I have found that it does not benefit because I run a lot.
Oh,
And so
okay.
I've been running. If I do, it does not helpful. It's better to go on a walk than it is to go on a run
Why?
because there's more steps in the
Oh,
walk.
because
than there's-
your stride's longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
that
was
makes
like,
sense.
oh, I'll just knock out 4 miles. It'll be so many steps and, whatever. And then, it was not very exciting. It was ended up being like 5,000 or 6,000 steps. It was terrible.
5,000 or 6,000.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of how many steps there would be in a mile. I know there'd be a range there because some people have longer legs than others. Like if I walked on my hands, I could walk further than I could with my legs because my arms are longer than my legs. You see what I'm saying?
You would have quite the stride on those with those arms of yours.
Those monkey arms that I have.
I will say it would have been beneficial to have you on our team. We got some low, because it's an average that we
Oh,
had to
did- yeah,
take.
yeah, sure.
We would, if we could have, I would have definitely recruited you.
Nobody bothered to call. I'm deeply hurt.
Your team?
We're the My Walkers.
Who are you walking against? Like, I don't get
Other
it. What
teams
the
in
hell is this
Hubbard,
thing?
Chris. Right now,
Like,
I don't even
so
know
you-
if we're first anymore. Let me check.
So a group of you from radio are like challenged a different group of people
Yeah,
in the
it's a
building to
huge
a
group.
walking contest?
Like, look how many people are in this group. It's a huge. That's a huge team. We're not even first anymore. We're second. We're getting beat by New Kids on the Walk. We're My Walkers.
New Kids on the Walk, really?
Oh my God. Is this real?
Jesus, Palomino.
What's your guys' team name?
My Walkers.
My Walker. Oh, yeah, My Talk.
Oh, I get it. Because you
Featuring
work for
Ross.
My Talk.
Yeah.
Get it? My walk, my talk. What was the first one again?
My Walkers.
No, the other one. You said.
Oh, New Kids on the Walk.
New Kids on the Walk. What do you think of that, Chris? Huh?
Tom, I'm sorry we're missing out on this. Rudy, I guess you could be in on it. What's up? Where are you at?
No, that's silly. There's no team efforts here. No.
You walk a good amount, right?
Yeah, I walk as soon as I get up every day, I take about a 35, 40-minute walk before I come
We
here.
could have used you.
I do the same thing. I love doing that.
Yeah.
All right.
Gets
next
the
year.
blood a flowing. It's a good thing. And when I do shoulder to shoulder with you the entire time we're walking, I'm going to sing the Fats Domino song. This time I'm walking to New Orleans. You ever heard that song?
No, but I'd walk with you while you sang that.
Rudy, would you try to find that song? It's called Walking to New Orleans by Fats Domino. My God, he kills that song.
If we walked to New Orleans, we would definitely win.
Right down the Mississippi River, sister.
You want to know who is our number one player on our team?
I would love to hear it.
Dan Seaman.
What?
I know.
Oh, wow.
He sucks at it.
Straps his watch onto the dog and then lets him out in the backyard.
He's killing.
Wow.
He is almost 20,000 steps ahead of me.
Really, maybe he should get off his ass and do his job. What do you think?
Oh my God, I would never.
So, wait.
She goes into the...
Are you guys walking during your working hours?
I know, you believe this?
Yes, I'm walking
You
all the
believe
time.
this?
I'm currently walking, for all you know.
Okay, this irritates me. I don't know why. Like, people who work regular hours come into work and then at some point go out and get in a walking contest with other people who work here?
Yeah. And also, I don't work regular hours.
Chris is taking this really well, I think.
Well, I mean, you got to be there. You go on at 7, but you're up, what, 5, I suppose?
Yeah.
You get up at 5, really?
Yeah. Well, I do stuff for the baby and all that
Oh,
stuff.
that's true. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, anybody can be in it. It's just if you didn't get asked, it's just kind of awkward. It's like finding out you didn't get invited to a party.
Wow. Oh, is it because I don't have a leg? That's really cool.
Oh, that's exactly what it is.
That's really freaking cool.
The leggest bastard.
Yeah, you know what? They don't ask the one-legged guy to be on the walking team.
That's
no,
right.
They don't.
I feel so uncomfortable in my own skin.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Didn't even think of that.
Enjoy your 2 legs and your walking team. I'll be over here.
Yeah, because we only get 1 per your 2 steps, right? Is that the
That's
conversion?
right.
That's right.
So you do 10,000 steps because he's only got one
What
game.
an elitist take that is, Brittany.
I hate myself right now. I'm going to go home. Well, I better walk. Oh, this is awkward.
You got the ADA on the phone right now.
Oh,
You do.
great.
You're good to go.
I can't. Now I feel. Oh. Well, you know what you did. You made that choice.
Mom, you want to start a walking team? Tom?
Oh, I thought you were talking to Brittany.
Yeah. No, Tom, do you want to start a walking team?
No, I walk by myself for a reason.
Yeah, but that's how the X-Men were formed, because of rejection.
What are you talking about?
So
Who's the X-Men?
they were like superheroes.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. So you guys are just like superheroes.
Wait a minute. Was there an X-Men Files or something? Does that make sense?
That's X-Files.
It's not the X-Men Files?
No, but I would watch that crossover.
I don't know what the hell that even...
I'd
I don't
watch
know
the
anything about
hell
that.
out of that crossover.
Watch that.
I'd watch that.
Do you guys love streaming because you miss out on all the stuff you don't want to watch anyway?
Yeah.
I love that. Like remember they used to lock it in on network television. You had to watch what they put up, and if you didn't like it, tough titty.
Yeah.
Now, I have never watched most shows because I have no interest in. I would have had to in the past because that's all that was on television.
Yeah.
Right?
They always say, like, oh, the Brady Bunch had 30 million people watch it. Yeah, because it was the only thing on the goddamn TV.
Yeah. It's actually garbage.
What? Oh, is it?
The Brady Bunch is terrible.
Is it really?
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it is terrible. It is terrible.
What are you gonna do?
But good terrible, right? Like something enjoyable because it's so dumb.
Yeah.
Who's the youngest daughter in that outfit?
Cindy.
Wow,
Cindy.
that was
What's her real
quick.
name?
It wasn't Maureen McCormick. It was...
No, it wasn't.
Eve Plum, Jan.
Oh, it might have been Jan something.
No, because Jan was the middle daughter.
Oh, she was the
Yeah.
middle
daughter,
okay.
yeah.
What
But,
are their names though?
yeah, what is her name?
Eve Plum is jumping out at me for being the name. And how the hell would I remember that when I don't remember what I had for frickin' dinner yesterday?
Well, there
Like,
is that.
Well, I have 3 names. I have Susan Olsen, Olivia Hack, and Jennifer Runyon
I never heard of any of those people.
for Cindy.
Is that
Yeah,
the original?
Susan Olsen was the original, I believe.
The original of the
Yeah.
youngest?
Yeah, this is the youngest.
Yep.
Okay, so this was about a year and a half after we started the morning show over at the Q. We were over at Anthony's Wharf, or right down the block from there, and we were doing a contest. What would you do for $10,000? Right? Mm-hmm. So they had to invent all this stuff. Like one guy, I got to throw this at you because the typical Q morning show listener, they wrote a letter, and I read it on the air because I thought it was real. They wrote a letter, was supposedly from the deputy sheriff of one of the counties west of the Twin Cities. Well, for $10,000, I'll stick my head up a cow's ass. And it turned out some high school kids pretended to be him. Just...
Listen, you giggle.
That is so cold, though, because I thought he was serious, right? Turns out he had no knowledge. He calls in, he goes, Tom, what the hell?
It's like, fine, I'll do it, but
he has no
it wasn't
idea.
my idea.
But, so we're there.
But.
And this guy was going to go down a slide head first into a pool of poop for $10,000.
What kind of poop?
I have no idea, nor did I want to know what it was. Make it even worse, and Susan Olsen, that's her name, Susan Olsen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Susan Olsen was horrified because he broke his neck. I will never forget that as long as I live. Honest to God, he hit the bottom of the pool and didn't move. I'm like, holy Christ.
Who's jumping in after him?
Yeah, I mean, that was horrifying. Beautiful day right there in the Mississippi River, right over at Anthony's Wharf.
This is the bleakest story I've heard in a while.
It's a great story. You recovered.
This is a rough segment. First, I attacked Chris for not having 2 legs, and now
Yeah,
this.
way to go. Way to go, Chris.
Broke his neck.
He broke his neck. Yep.
And were there long-term consequences?
He came and did the show wearing the halo. I know that he came in.
Oh my God!
The halo.
The halo. Did you guys ever go to school with anybody who had to wear the halo?
No.
I remember there was a kid who was snowboarding and had to wear the halo. He did some accident snowboarding.
Same story, yeah.
And it was just terrifying because you were just so scared in the hallway somebody was going to hit that. It was so.
Well, they drill it into your head.
In your skull.
Yeah, people don't know that they actually drill it into your neck.
Yeah, it's right into your skull. It has to be. And that's why it's like, you have to be so careful with it. And I remember being like, this kid shouldn't. I remember being young and thinking, who is making these choices to put this kid back in school? Like, one busy hallway later. Ugh.
I had to tell Marianne Sullivan to tell the guy he didn't win anyway. No, it's not true. I made that up. Anyway, wouldn't it be great? You break your neck. Sorry, you didn't win anyway.
But he won, right? He got.
I have no idea. I think he did. Yeah.
Hopefully.
I have no clue. But Susan or Sue or whatever the hell her name was, she was horrified, which I understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
So I don't think we'll be doing what would you do for $10,000 working with Hubbard. What do you think? Probably not going to happen.
We'll skip that segment.
No, they do more walking contests than anything.
Walking, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, big walking contest place.
You guys sound so jealous, by the way.
I don't know why that bothers me, this whole walking contest thing.
You know what, Chris? I think you should start your own walking team just by yourself. Go solo.
You can have a solo
just walk in a circle.
Yeah.
Get it? Because I only have one leg.
Yep.
So what you could do is instead of going up against new kids on the walk, you could have your own team called Bell Biv No Toes.
There's a Rudy. Look at you, comedian.
He worked for like a half an hour on that, I want you to know. I never did hear Fats Domino because he was busy writing that joke in his head.
No, haha, actually, you can kiss my ass because I got it right here. Oh, God damn it. You know what? Cindy Brady took up my hang on, I got to back up.
See, there you go. Uh-huh.
Cindy
Brady.
Brady.
I should kiss your ass.
Cindy Brady
We'll see who's going to be
again.
kissing ass, bitch.
Always. Hang on a second. Actually,
since everybody will be kissing everyone's ass. We're a family here.
Yeah.
Only black men have ever called me a bitch.
That's also true.
Probably true. Actually, that's never happened. No black man's ever called me a bitch.
You just said that on Friday.
I know, but it never happened.
Okay, here we go.
No, it's not
Here
true.
we go.
Now ain't that a shame? I'm leaving here today. Yes, I'm going back home to stay. Yes,
I'm walking to New Orleans. God, I love Fats Domino.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love Fats Domino was one of the greats of all time. Last time I saw him, you know what he was doing? when New Orleans flooded, they put him in a rowboat to get him out of his house. I will never forget that. Remember those severe floods down there?
Oh, God, so bad.
It was unbelievable, man. But that is called singing, ladies and gentlemen. It's called feeling the song, and that's why it's so beautiful. That guy could sing his ass off. No doubt about it.
He can certainly sing better than New Kids on the Walk. Or whatever,
Fats had a walking team called Fats Dama Not Getting Out of This Goddamn House Alive.
Rudy's on a roll today.
Just doing it because it annoys Tom now.
Oh, God. I love puns, man. They're my favorite.
He's very punny.
Puns are really my favorite. There's
He
no
loves
doubt about
them.
it. I wonder if I could get back on KQ if I called right now this
you
morning.
beg.
Just beg to get back on that.
If you
show.
beg, sir.
It all works out in the end. So what else you got, Chris? Everything else?
They started I guess they were patrolling Dinky Town this weekend to keep the roving bands of young hooligans off the streets from disrupting things.
Didn't work.
And it sounds like it worked a little bit.
A little bit.
Sounds like people were happy that there was at least someone around, and it kind of cut down on the response times, and because that's been such a huge thing here for the last several months about all kinds of crap going down in Dinky Town. So it sounds like preliminary results, people are at least happy that they're trying to do something.
That's good. Well, a kid almost blew his hand off, though.
Yeah.
With a firework.
I saw that.
Yeah. What is the point of all that? Why are they doing that?
Because they can. I don't really know.
But to be an asshole, that's your great joy and fun in life, is it? Really?
I mean, I don't know. I am an asshole, but I've never.
That's true.
I've never tried to do. I don't get it either, but I don't know.
Yeah, I just and it's about 100 teenagers, isn't it? That's what I've heard.
I mean, there have been like these giant groups of teenagers, and I and I know a lot of the parents started organizing over the last year or so to really be like, listen, you guys got to do something about this, and to at least try to hold somebody accountable for it. So I mean, I commend the parents for finally kind of stepping in and trying to do something. But
yeah, we all have to do that now. I mean, everybody thinks they can do whatever the hell they want now. I'll act however I want to act.
There was also a couple big groups of kids who were, I just remember that, fighting up in Brooklyn Park this weekend.
Saw that.
Like hundreds of kids in a park, and then the police were called, and then all of them moved to a different park. And I've had my kids tell me everybody knows when that stuff's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what was happening up there, but they're saying a lot of times it's like fighting, and everybody knows.
Why?
I don't know.
I just don't understand what the hell it is now that everybody just love to punch the piss out of each other and cause violence and blow their hands up.
It's for the gram, man.
I guess. It just makes no sense to me.
Do you like that, Brittany?
I do like that. I also think it's a very funny thought. Like, my head can't wrap around the idea of a fight starts, you're fighting, and then it's like, we got to move to another location. Like, you think the drive would get you cooled down enough to go, all right, you know what, Betty, I'm actually not that mad at you. Let's go get some DQ soft serve.
That's what the kids do on a Friday and Saturday night, by the way. Just go to DQ.
It would bring things down a few notches if I had to change locations mid-fight.
You would think, You would think that he'd calm down. But I don't think, the point is so you get noticed. It's not even the fighting part. It's being noticed for fighting.
Yeah, I think Chris was on for something when he said he does it all for the gram.
I mean, I don't even know if they're on Instagram, but it's all over Snapchat. I know that.
Right.
That's where they're at.
Well, it's everything nowadays. Even I was in Colorado a couple of months ago, and I was taking a hike up a mountain, and I was like, why are all these hot people hiking? What's up with hot people? Back in the day, hiking was basically for squatty women named Ruth and then a guy named Bill. And that was it. And now all these super fit people. And I was like, I realized, they need to get to the top of the mountain to take the picture so they can put it on their social medias to be like, hey, look at me. I'm so in touch with nature.
Yes, us, as a representative of hot people, I can give us a clear answer on that. No, just kidding. I was waiting for a laugh.
It's going to be a while.
Well, I'm here all
week.
I'm here all week, baby. You don't
I don't get it.
I don't understand any of it. And like I said, people are getting dumber by the day. That's the real problem. They just are.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's true. You can look it up if you'd like to, but
Listen, all I have to do is open up my phone and look at it for about 5 minutes, and I'm convinced that everyone's getting dumber every day. So I'm with you 100%.
it's really sad that it's true, but it is what it is. All right, Palomino, tomorrow, and then Brittany asked me this, and she didn't want to bring it up to you, but I'll bring it up to you. Could you bring both your legs tomorrow?
I suppose.
I guess I can.
I got to get going and get on the walking team.
You know what?
He gets up and runs.
I know what's going to solve this. Next year, I'll invite you on the team, and then you'll be less bitter. It'll be an inclusive.
I don't want to have any parts of
yes, you do.
Walking team.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, sir. You want to be a part of it. Just admit it.
All right, see you guys later.
All right, Pally.
Get my steps in.
I got to get some steps in, man. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Chris Egert, Channel 5 Eyewitness News, ladies and gentlemen. Take a break. Be right back in a couple minutes. I'm just now at the end of my 60-day weight loss program with my MN Fat Loss. I've lost over 25 pounds, and I feel fantastic. Getting around is just a lot easier. My clothes fit better. It just really isn't a downside to losing the weight. Now we'll be going into the maintenance phase of the MNFatLoss.com program, adding in a few more food choices to the mix. I've loved the program so much that I'm planning to go back to the weight loss program with the goal of losing another 25 or so. That's exactly what I'm going to do, as a matter of fact. I want to get down to about 220, somewhere there, maybe 215 even. We shall see. You will absolutely be able to lose weight like I've done and still enjoy the foods you love this summer. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, just like I did, and I'm still going to do again. And by the way, that's a big, I like the kind of break. You lose that initial 24, 25, 26 pounds, and then you take a break and kind of let your body settle in, and then you go back. See, that running straight through it is a different way. I like the way they do this. They kind of separate it out. It's a lot easier that way, I'm telling you. You'll love it. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20, 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, just like I'm doing, that's about a pound of fat every day. No exercise required. To schedule your free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That is mnfatloss.com. Results may vary. Be sure to tell the team at mnfatloss.com that Tom Barnard sent you. Jesus Christ. You know, now she's busting up the studio.
What's happening over there?
Apparently the door handle. Oh, Jesus. I even get interrupted when she's not in the room.
Mm-hmm.
What a show this is. Yeah, the door handle came right off, apparently. Is that from the inside or outside?
Yeah, from the inside.
So we can't get out.
No, I put it back in, but I don't think it's going to last very long.
Well, we better call maintenance and get them up here fixing it.
I had a panic moment, and I roped it, and it just was in my hand.
Mm-hmm. So when did it come out? When you had the door open or when it closed?
Well, when it first came out a little bit when I was leaving, and I put it back in, and then I just, on the way out, I didn't want you to be stuck in here. And then when I came back in, I was like, I better check on it, and it full on came out.
Whoops.
There's actually a live escape room that we're doing right now on the Tom Barnard Show. You two have to figure out, work together as a team and try to figure out how to get out of this alive.
Death. We both choose death.
Indeed. Well, we'll have to get that fixed. Do you want me to call over there or just go over there?
Yeah, I can go over there.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have that fixed. We can't be having that.
Heck yeah, I'm not trying to get stuck in here.
That's not good, ladies and gentlemen. Once in a while, I like to do these. I don't know. I've never really counted how often I do them. 15 modern-day phrases we'd love to get rid of. Do you have any phrases you really hate?
You know what I've noticed from hanging out with Brittany a lot is I really started to do it, and I've held back on it, is by saying everything is wild.
It's wild.
That is wild.
It's a good one because it can apply in so many ways, and a lot of times it's the only word that can describe it.
You know, I used to say that a lot because people would imitate me doing it. Because when it was something that I wasn't interested in, I'd go, "Oh, wild."
That's wild, man.
Because I was trying to make fun of the fact that it was boring as a son of a bitch.
See, and I mean it when I'm like, oh,
it is wild. It's
yeah.
like wild in a good or bad way.
Like out of control. Like that response was wild. I did not know how to handle that. That was wild.
I understand that. You know, when the doorknob falls off.
That was wild. That felt wild.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Every now and then, people talk about retiring words and phrases, and usually it's teenage internet slang that has run its course. and starts annoying everyone, even the generation that started it. But there are more established modern-day phrases that also need to go. Is anything all right? I always read these stories and go, well, as far as you're concerned, is anything all right? We have to change this. We have to change that. We have to change this. Well, why don't you contribute something, and we'll go forward from there.
I'm trying to think of something that we're not going to change, and I'm hoping it's lunch.
Lunch is good.
Eat lunch.
Eating lunch is good. In any case, there's a thread online where people are suggesting the phrases they'd love to get rid of forever, and here are some of the phrases they want to get rid of forever. Living the dream. Why would that annoy you?
Oh, it's annoying.
Why?
That's annoying. How's
Living the
life?
dream, man.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
I think you're racist.
Whoa.
That's the second term he's trying to get rid of.
I think you're racist because that was an inner city deal. How you doing, man? Living the dream.
Living the dream, baby.
You're a backstabber. Number 14, boys will be boys. I
don't like that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's very like bad behavior is written off because they're boys.
You know what's amazing about this? Most of these are inner city slang terms, not really slang, but little sayings. Like living a dream came out of the ghetto. Mm-hmm. This next one, it is what it is. There's no more ghetto-y phrase than that one.
It is what it is.
I don't know. I got some pretty white aunts from northern Minnesota that say stuff like that.
Well, now, yeah.
Well, it is what it is. Yeah, but still, it's regardless. It's like, well, none of these things mean anything.
And especially if it's something that they can change, well, it is what it is. Well, we can literally move the time of that event, you know?
You got to say it properly, though. You got to go, it is what it is. You got to say it that way. Just Saying's number 12. Number 11's thoughts and prayers. I don't know. When would you use thoughts and prayers?
So if there was a mass shooting or something, people will write something and write thoughts and prayers.
Well, what's wrong with that?
It's nothing bad, but there's a lot of times people use it when they don't probably it's not always sincere, or it seems like you're pandering, or
pandering.
It doesn't really do anything for anybody, especially if that person doesn't read it, like thoughts and prayers. But I get it. I get when you have no choice but to use it because you feel like debilitated by the situation.
Number 10, the overuse and misuse of what is gaslighting someone is pulling something over on them. Isn't that what gaslighting is?
I hate this phrase. Absolutely.
It's definitely misdiagnosed often.
Yes.
What is it?
They say things like when you are basically turning a situation onto somebody else. Like if somebody comes to you, like say your wife is like, have you been cheating on me? And even though
you're crazy.
Why would you think that?
Why would you even go through my receipts?
Yeah,
that's
you going
crazy
through my
behavior.
phone? Yeah, it's nuts.
And so there's a lot of times people go, oh, he's a gaslighter. And it's like, actually, that's an accurate use of that. That happens a lot.
So what is gaslighting, actually?
So that's what we just did, was gaslighting, was the idea of turning on somebody and putting it on them and, like, adding gas to a situation that, you know, it's that turning it around and then putting it on them and making them feel crazy.
Yeah, you know how like a mom will say something like, you know, I'm sorry, Mom, I couldn't be here this weekend because I had something going on. I know you needed me to move that couch. I apologize. I couldn't do it. And instead of her being like, no, that's okay, we can totally do it on Monday, she's like, you know, your poor mom, she's just always here did everything for you when you were growing up. And,
I feel like that's more guilty.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's guilt. It's all of those things rolled into one and turning it back on somebody else.
Yeah, turning it back on someone else and making them feel insane and then emphasizing that throughout your relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, remember? Oh, the time that you did that, and you just keep adding to it.
God, I have no understanding of anything you guys are talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Is like when
I don't get it.
When people use this, I'm like, oh, that's not gaslighting. And there's 9 different people just basically say that when somebody does something that didn't live up to their expectations.
That and narcissists. People are diagnosing a lot of narcissists in this. The little 12-year-old neighbor asked me what the word narcissist meant, and I told her, and she goes, "Are there a lot?" And I go, no, there's not a lot of actual diagnosed narcissists walking around.
That's weird. The world's getting weirder by the day.
Yeah.
The overuse and misuse of literally. Oh, I know some people that do that. Well, literally.
I'm guilty of that.
Are you?
Yeah, I'll say I literally am starving.
Okay, now, not only is this a misuse of, it's also not proper.
Yeah.
The misuse of I could care less. It's I couldn't care less.
Correct.
Why do they always say I could care less?
It's funny. Whenever I hear I could care less, I go, oh, so you care a lot.
Yeah, well, exactly. I could care
a
less
lot.
because I care a lot.
Because you care a lot.
Yes, I couldn't care less, I suppose. Yeah, I don't say any of these things, actually. I don't use literally. I couldn't care less. Okay, mansplaining is what now? I don't know what that is.
That's okay. And this is another one. When it happens, it's very obvious. It's not like I asked Rudy how to do something or Rudy sees that I need help with something. It's when you assume that they don't know something that they obviously know, and you go into detail about that.
Well, actually, Brittany, what it is. I'm kidding.
Yeah, there you go, mansplaining.
Okay, that was perfect.
When's the last time you heard someone say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps?
Not in a long
Was that
time.
1850?
Yeah, might be.
I never even heard. I mean, I've heard it said in movies or whatever.
I think there's a lot of people who attribute that to politicians. Oh, he's one of these guys who say
sure.
things like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Oh, yeah. He's
Yep.
using it as an explanation of a person.
Your top 5 that they really hate would be welcome to the real world.
I never hear that.
Don't know what that means either.
Like a reality moment where we're going, I have to pay for lunch? Welcome to the real world. Like, who's leaning
Well, who
in
would
and
say
saying
that?
Parents.
God, what
You
an
know,
a-hole.
teachers.
Parents just don't understand.
I guess. Money can't buy happiness. Well, you better not tell the 8.2 billion people on Earth because all that matters to them is money. Money can't buy happiness. That's all that people focus on is money buying them happiness, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell you can do with that. Yeah, this one I've never liked. Sorry, not sorry. I hate that so much. Game time.
So annoying when people say it, but it's
Sorry, not sorry. Get away from me. Number 1 they hate the most is the customer is always right.
I'm often a customer and I'm
Yeah.
rarely right.
You're never right.
There's a moment in the movie Clerks by Kevin Smith where the guy goes, haven't you ever heard the customer's always right? And Randall yells, no, the customer's always an asshole. Yes, I 1,000% agree with that.
Oh,
With
man.
the customer's always an asshole.
No, customer is always an asshole.
I wouldn't open a store if I were you. I'll tell you.
I'm that guy. For
So-
1,000%.
You just don't care for most people. Is that the plan?
Well, I think you and I are in that same boat.
Yeah, I can
Well,
see that.
But I at least try to tolerate people. You know?
Yeah,
You try real hard.
Real hard.
Welcome to the real world,
Yeah.
Tom.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry,
Pull
not
yourself
sorry.
up by your bootstraps.
Do I have? See, I don't have. Wait a minute. Is there a bootstrap?
Oh,
on?
no, you got nothing.
I don't have any bootstraps on today. Damn it. I can't pull myself up. Yeah, I don't know. Once again, 15 modern day phrases that we'd like to get rid of. I couldn't care less if you keep using all 15 of them. Why would you care? Mm-hmm. I mean, really? Right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, it's just horrible. That's not horrible. There are many more things. Do you think we'll ever get back to a point where we're actually grateful for the things in our lives? Is that ever going to happen?
I think it's funny, too, because none of us are in, like, the very corporate-y world.
No.
And they go through these popular phrases that are really funny. And there was one that was, let's take that idea and put it in the parking lot for now. You know, put a pin in it is a big one. Like,
Right.
they go through these, like, phases of phrases, and it's very funny. When I hear my husband say it, he goes, I love that idea. Why don't we just put that in the parking lot? And I go, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
What does he do?
He does. He told me that a big common phrase right now is, "That's a great idea. Why don't we go ahead and put that idea in the parking lot?" So it's the idea of we're not going to deal with it now. It's like put a pin in it.
I've never heard of that.
I know. I'm just telling you. There's like all these.
got these
It'd
new
be
deals.
really, really fun to hear people who have to go in like Zoom meetings every day. What those like popular phrases are right now.
Do they still do that a lot? Zoom calls?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to leave the job. If I had a Zoom call, I'd have to leave the job. It's like, I don't want to do that.
You do 3 a day.
I do?
Well, yeah. You got Phil Mackey. You got Chris Egert.
No, I'm
you got
talking about if
Kristyn
I
Burtt.
was on a Zoom call.
Oh, okay.
That's a different deal. I suppose I don't know if I've ever been on a Zoom call or not. I don't know. I'll have to think through it.
A Zoom meeting? You weren't on. You didn't do any at all during the pandemic?
They wanted me to, but I didn't do any. Oh. Well, who is I going to talk to over at the Q about that?
I don't know.
Ish.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I even had Zoom meetings, and I'm barely
Did you?
in a business.
I'm barely in a business. Yeah, I don't. Maybe I must have. I would a couple anyway. I just don't remember any of them.
Huh.
All that stuff that's not important to me leaves my brain immediately. It just goes away.
Nice.
So maybe I did, but I cannot remember ever being on a Zoom call.
Well, Tom, we actually have 31 examples of you being on Zoom. No, I'm just kidding.
That could be. I mean, seriously.
I was thinking that.
It's just not the kind of stuff that I care about.
What about this photo?
Yeah.
And you're just in a little Zoom bubble.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell is wrong with you?
I just need a break. That made me laugh.
Jesus.
It's very I think you should leave moment.
Yeah, well, there you
No, it's a TV show. It's called I Think You Should Leave.
I Think You Should Leave is the name of a TV show?
Yeah, it's very funny.
What is it?
Yeah.
Who's in it?
It's a sketch comedy, but it's very ridiculous, and it has moments like that, and it just made me laugh quite a bit just now.
So what's it on?
It's on Netflix.
And it's called what?
It's Tim Robinson or what?
Robinson is his last name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that at all.
Sketch comedy, and he does things like that where he's like, "Oh, really? Well, what about you in this photo?" And it's pretty funny.
Jesus, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's goofy. I don't know if you'd like it. It's pretty goofy.
Goofy's probably not my deal. Does anybody, because I cannot scroll through finding a TV show without Bupkis coming up about 500
Right?
times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
sure are
Jesus.
pushing. They are pushing Bupkis, and I've watched a couple episodes, and I just
Oh, is it a show? I thought it was just a one-time thing. It's
no,
a show?
it's a series.
Oh, God.
I think I watched 2 episodes, and then I kind of forgot about it, which probably isn't a good sign. Wendy wrote in for some of our phrases in corporate America. Do you want to hear them?
Well, we can change the subject again. That'd be great.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I work in corporate America, and if I hear the word synergy or the term supply chain issues again, I may snap. LOL, and that's from Wendy. And then Trevor says that there's so many corporate phrases that are used that are dumb as all hell, and they drive him nuts, and he's going to lose it. So people are agreeing that there are definitely stages and things that are trending with phrases.
I miss the smoking lounge. That's what I think we need to bring back the smoking lounge. And I think more people, because they talk about hey man, there's a ping pong table at 3M. And that's where all the ideas are made. I miss the smoking lounge. I'm not a smoker, but I feel like good ideas came when people were just sitting back having a cigarette
Is
together.
there a smoking lounge at any business? I was trying to think of if we ever had one.
No,
Probably.
I don't know. I was on a flight recently that still had ashtrays, and I was like,
Really?
how old is this goddamn plane? Jeez.
Yeah, it's got some age to it.
Yeah.
I feel like the Amtrak still has smoking as ashtrays.
Yeah, they might actually have a car.
No,
Is
they
it?
don't.
No,
They don't anymore,
Okay.
no.
Hmm.
They had it for a long time, though. It wasn't that long ago they got rid of the smoking car, but it's been gone for a while now.
It's too bad. Tom, you never smoked, did you?
I did till I was 21, 11 to 21.
No kidding.
I don't think I ever inhaled, though, because I would French inhale.
Sure.
So I don't think the smoke ever made it to my lungs.
What is French inhale? I've heard you use that term.
You inhale it up your nose and then it comes out your mouth.
Oh,
So it never gets in your lungs, apparently.
How about
Well,
you?
some of it must. a
Yeah,
little.
right? Like particles.
Yeah, some must. But
Rudy, did you smoke?
Yeah, for a little bit, from the age of 13 to 15 or 16. And then I just became a full-time chewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is that better?
I don't know. I guess I guess maybe the lesser of both evils, because one would just give you mouth cancer while the other one would give you mouth and lung cancer.
But you don't swallow that at all.
Oh, no, I gutted it, yeah. Oh, I just swallowed it.
That cannot be good for you.
Yeah, no. All it takes is one time for you to accidentally grab a pop bottle that you thought was supposed to be Coca-Cola and it wasn't. And then you're like, you know what? I'm just going to swallow this from now on.
Oh, Jesus-ish.
On deployment, it was constant.
Yeah.
There was no drink that was safe ever. It was
Does people spit in it?
Yeah.
People constantly spit in chew bottle. I mean, in any bottle.
Why?
Yeah. Because they need to spit in something when we're on 24-hour
How about the
convoys.
ground? Can you spit on the ground?
No, not when you're in a vehicle.
Oh, you
that,
can't?
No.
Oh, you're in a vehicle.
You're in
Okay,
one of those
okay.
vehicles that is you don't. I forget the name of them. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot them. They're giant vehicles that are supposedly you won't get as harmed if a explosive goes
A
off.
Humvee?
Well, no, it's more intense than a Humvee.
Oh.
They're giant. But anyways, you can't just casually open the door and spit.
No, sure.
Everything's
okay.
locked down
That
because
makes
of
sense.
explosive devices.
Makes sense, no question about it. Okay, would you rather be 30% smarter or 90% more attractive?
30% smarter.
Yeah, I think so. Smarter.
Everybody's going with smarter. So in other words, we all think we're attractive enough.
Yeah, we do. I don't think it would change my life to be, at this point, very attractive. Like, I don't think that would change. There's things I could do that would make myself a little more attractive, and I don't do those. So the fact that I could go up so much, I don't see myself doing that.
But I mean, you're an attractive woman, so you're not fighting an uphill battle.
No, but I mean, like, very basic things. If I put on makeup in the morning, and I still don't do that. So it's like, all right, I've kind of hit a point where I go, meh.
Is wearing makeup kind of weird?
I just am tired in the morning, and I'm seeing you guys. So I don't, sorry.
Yeah, believe me, it's a thrill for us, too. Jesus. Yeah, I'd complain if I were you.
And, like, I don't know, and I usually go and work out after this. So it's like the idea of putting on makeup and having it all drip off. I'll put it on later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only time I ever wore makeup is to do a TV appearance. That's the only time I've ever worn it.
Did you feel like it improved you the way you looked?
No.
No.
Didn't really. I actually, tell you the truth, I had never even looked, so I don't know. I don't know if it did or not.
I feel like if you would look so wild with like a bronzer.
Yeah.
With a bronzer?
We put some nice bronze on you, contour a little bit. Yeah.
I always hate that saying of the art of makeup is to make it look like you're not wearing any.
Yeah.
Okay, well then great. Why are you wearing some?
And some people, and don't get me wrong, like people who are good at makeup, they are killing it in the game. They woke up, put on makeup, looking great, all the things. It's just pure laziness. I don't think that I don't look better with makeup. It's none of that. I'm just lazy in the morning.
Well, I mean, you got a baby. That's a whole different deal.
But even before that, how many times did you see me looking at the KQ working all that hard on my looks?
That was like 20 years ago, so I'm going to have to think back.
I'm just lazy. That's it. I'm lazy about looks.
Well, why would you put makeup on to do a radio show? That makes no sense.
Right? Especially back then, nobody saw us. All of a sudden, they'd be like, "It's time for a photo," and I'd be like a woman in the cavern, like hissing, like, "What?"
You have any makeup on right now?
No.
See, I could never tell.
I mean,
because you have darker eyebrows, so it looks like you got some eye stuff in there.
No, I got
but
nothing.
You don't.
I'm pure laziness. That's the only reason I don't.
I have pure laziness. No, I don't know. I don't think Catherine wears a lot of makeup either.
No, but if she does, she probably does it well and takes her time, and I don't want to do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's all true. Well, we just talked through this. Would you rather be 30% smarter or 90% more attractive? We all went with smarter. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's that saying, good looks can only take you so far, but what if good looks could take you 90% farther? A poll asked more than 8,000 people, would you rather be 30% smarter or 90% more attractive? And it was close. 53% of people said they'd rather be 90% more attractive, while 46% would choose 30% smarter. Some people had solid reasons for their votes, like, quote, I'm already pretty smart, so I'll take the intelligence part. Much better to be exceptional at one of them than good in both. And also, looks fade with age. The intelligence would last your whole life. Well, that's not true either. As you get toward that, 70, 75, and certainly 80, I'm sorry, but that intelligence thing starts going away.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. It is funny that we tell people, like, hey, you're too old to work at McDonald's, but you're totally the right age to run the country.
Yeah, there you go. That's
what?
Right. 80 years old, baby. On the flip side, quote, I'm smart enough, but being attractive in life is like lowering the difficulty. And I'm smart enough to know that being smarter would only make me more unhappy. That's a very good point.
Oh, that is a good point.
It's a really good point. Mm-hmm. That I'd only, if I were more intelligent, I'd be sadder.
That's a really good point. It almost makes me want to change my answer just because it doesn't necessarily... It rarely translates into a happier person if you're intelligent, but I still take that.
Most of the people I know that are supremely intelligent are not very happy people.
Yeah, I'm scared to say that is the same way I viewed that situation. It bums me out because it just makes me go, oh, they know things or thought about things that we haven't thought about as much.
Oh, that's probably true. I don't know. Whatever. So be yourself. Who gives a rat's ass anyway?
Yeah.
Right?
Good point.
Who cares about you got the makeup and you got the this and the beep, ba da bop, ba da boop, ba da beep. You ever know somebody supremely smart?
Yeah.
That is, we're not talking about people that are in the room right now.
Obviously.
Yeah,
that's what I was first thinking of.
I should have said I should say in the studio now.
Yes.
Because there's more than one room in here. Yeah, I don't know. I who cares about that kind of stuff? You are who you are. One of these days, maybe people will accept who they actually are. What do you think? Not going to happen?
No.
I don't know. And when you're
Never.
younger, you really, I think 20-something-year-old Brittany might have taken the 90% more attractive. When you're younger, you think that is the end all of, you know, it's so important. It's so great. The way you look is very important. And that's kind of been fading in my mind a little bit. And so I also think it's the time you're where you're at in life.
No, I suppose that is true. But, I mean, you're an attractive woman, so that really doesn't affect you that much.
But you know, you still, everybody has their things they want. Especially when you're young, I just remember there was A, B, and C. I wanted to be this size, and I wanted this kind of hair, and I wanted, you know, and so everybody wants for different things.
I love that about women anyway, Catherine. Oh, man, I look terrible. It's like, no, you do not look terrible.
Not funny.
Why do women think they look terrible?
I think it's just because it's just what the whole world is telling us we're ugly all the time unless we buy this product, unless we do this thing.
Is that true, really?
Oh, we're constantly told.
So, but they don't bring up the word ugly. They kind of imply it.
Oh, yeah, they're like, oh, you'd be beautiful if you bought this.
Oh,
you'd be
so
beautiful.
you're not now. Yeah. Okay,
if you shave your legs with this, you're going to be, your skin is going to be silky smooth. I look down at mine and it's like, ugh.
Yeah. There's a crazy story about Aaron Spelling, you know, the creator of 90210, the longtime executive producer, and his daughter Tori was on Beverly Hills 90210. And before they shot that, it was probably like a couple of months beforehand, they had this big family gathering, and they all got together for a photo. And the mom, I don't remember her name, said something like, just look at this beautiful family. Everybody's just so good looking. And Tori said, and she wasn't looking at Tori. And Tori said, Tori Spelling said, well, I'm pretty, right, Mom? And her mom said, well, after you get your new nose.
Oh, my God.
That is documented in her book.
Her own daughter.
Her own daughter. Well, after you get your new nose. Yeah. And so no wonder why there's so many problems with kids a little bit later on in life.
So wild.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's so wild. I can't imagine looking at my baby girl and saying something so horrendous.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question about that, because I have noticed, because I have, you know, in a year and a half, a grandson, and then Seiji, matter of fact, Seiji tomorrow turns 5.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He turns 5 tomorrow, and Fawny just turned 7. Those kids are beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, is that just because I'm their grandfather that I see them in a different light? Or kids, to me, I got to be honest with you, not just my grandkids or whatever, kids are very, very cute.
I go into the daycare and I could grab any one of these and be very happy. They're all so cute.
They're incredibly cute.
Especially when they're like, I don't know how to say this nicely. There's something a little goofy going on with it. You know what I mean? Like they've got, you know, like a bigger head or like, or like Gogo's got like her scarcity little hair, and it's just, everything's cute. Everything's fun.
I agree. They're just so damn much fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody just settle down. Everything will be good. Like I said, you are who you are. Stop worrying about that kind of stuff, right?
You are who you are. Welcome to the real world.
I do love this headline. Yeah, Patrick Royce, I think, is one of the best, certainly sports writers and probably writers we've ever had in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Royce is one hell of a talented guy, no doubt about that. Patrick Royce on the Pagan Nightmare and Hunter Uncertainty. Yeah, Pagan got shelled yesterday. We had that game in hand. Pagan came in, and I don't understand why they put him in that position anyway. Did you guys watch the game yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand why they would put him in that position, because he's, well, whatever. I guess we're going to find out why they did it or whatever, but he got shelled when he came in.
Did he?
Yeah. He lost the game.
Holy buckets.
We were up at 1.6-2, and then he came in. I think it was like, I don't remember the score. It pissed me off because I thought we were gonna run the table on the damn Blue Jays, and we almost did. But of course, the top of the ninth, we didn't score any runs, and we lost by
6-2. Well, that was what it's. That seems like a pretty big lead.
Yeah, they were kicking ass, and then all of a sudden, Pagan came in and got hammered, and that was the end of that. I don't know, like I said. Well, I suppose. Oh, it says Twins on verge of sweep before Pagan's lack of relief leads to a 7-6 loss. Yeah, he was terrible, and I suppose that's going to happen to pitchers. Their mind is not in the right place, or they're this or they're that. I suppose that is going to happen to you, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like Phil will give us a good insight of what he thinks, why they didn't relieve him, but I would be wondering why they didn't relieve him.
Yeah, you're giving up because is he the one who gave up the 3-run homer? I can't remember. I think he is. Yeah. But, yeah. You know what? Why don't we take a break? Come right back, and we will ask Phil these very things, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Barnard for the Power Lodge and the world's largest Bennington pontoon dealer, Miller Marine in St. Cloud. Temps are up, prices are down. We just hit 88 degrees, so Miller Marine and Power Lodge are offering hot 88 summer deals for the next 2 weeks only. Get a Bennington pontoon at $28,888, and as a bonus, the first 8 pontoons come with a trailer for $1,888. Finance it all for just $288 a month. You want something larger, get a Tri-Tune starting at $43,888 or just $488 a month. With over 300 pontoons in stock, yes, I did say that, 300 pontoons in stock. They've got what you need at the world's largest Bennington dealer. Miller Marine and Power Lodge, of course. Payment terms and credit limits are subject to credit approval. So come on, it's time to get serious about your throttle therapy with this 2-week deal until June 17th. So you got another 5 days. Check selection at powerlodge.com and millermarine.com. Hot 88 summer deals with Bennington pontoons are now at Lodge. Oh, whoever wrote that. I'm going to just go with this. With Bennington pontoons are on now at the Lodge and Miller Marine. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming the lovely and talented Phil Mackey to the show.
Thank you, America.
Thank you, America. Yeah.
I caught the tail end of a conversation I don't have the full context of, but my legs are shiny and smooth and amazing every single day.
Yeah, they are. This is true.
I have a question for you.
Mackey's known for it.
Do you not have hairy legs?
No, I have hairy legs. Very hairy legs.
Because I don't. I have no hair on my legs at all.
Oh, you
really?
And I don't know why. I have no idea.
And, so you don't shave them, right? This is a safe space. We can talk about it.
It'd be like shaving 2 Easter hams. That'd be a real thrill. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I can get these all the way up to. Yeah,
Oh God, Tom's gonna tear his hamstring trying to show
you.
Listen.
But yeah,
this will go viral on YouTube. Oh my God, he just popped a calf muscle.
There you go. See my arm? I have no hair on my arms either.
Look at you.
Isn't that weird?
You could be an elite Olympic swimmer.
I don't even.
And
have
you wouldn't have to worry
underwear.
about shaving your whole body.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if I just had
think
any
about the
speed
time
in the
you would
water,
have saved.
all the speed in the water, baby.
You know, I don't know why we're down this path, but since we are. So one time I used to cover the Twins as a beat writer, 10, 12 years ago. And do you guys remember the Notre Dame quarterback who got drafted? He was kind of a bust in the NFL, but Brady Quinn.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He was like 2005 or 2006, the Notre Dame quarterback.
God, is that long ago?
Yeah, time flies, man. It is almost 20 years ago, apparently, Brady Quinn was their quarterback. And I remember, for some reason, I don't know if he was in town calling a college football game or something, but he was standing at the batting cage. Like, they were letting Brady Quinn and some other NFL guys take batting practice. And I was standing right next to him. He was in gym shorts and, like a workout T-shirt. Zero body hair.
Yeah.
And I asked one of the PR guys, I'm like, all right, this is a really creepy and weird question, and I apologize for the creepy nature, but why does he not have body hair? Apparently, Brady Quinn shaves his whole body. At least he did when he was an athlete, for like athletic performance reasons, that it makes you faster or makes you able to, I don't know, perform your athletic tasks at a more efficient rate.
That makes no sense.
I don't know.
Swimming, I guess.
It didn't work for him in the NFL, so.
Yeah, so there you go. Where's your hat today? You're not wearing the hat.
Oh, should I grab one here and turn it backwards? Here, hold on 1 second.
Oh, he's going to get it. He's going to get his hat. Oh, there's a couple of hats right there behind. There's a football.
How about this one?
Yeah, that'll do. Thank you,
Oh,
sir.
there's a good look.
A little blue for you, Tom.
Got her on
Continuity
backwards.
here.
Yeah, so we got 2 blues, 1 gray, and then we got Brittany wearing the white headphones. So we're good to go.
We're good.
Yeah. I know you want to talk about the Twins here, but did you guys see 42 years ago today, Indiana Jones' Raiders of the Lost Ark came out?
Oh.
And I saw a trailer this morning. Apparently, in 2 weeks, 80-year-old Harrison Ford is bringing it back for the Dial of Destiny, another Indiana Jones movie coming out this summer.
Right, I saw
That's
that it was coming out.
crazy. And do we know? I know he's starring in it, but is he really starring in it? Like, is he going to be in the whole thing?
The trailer I saw, it was like, and I don't know who's doing stunts for him, but it was him on a horse trying to outrun a train, and then him jumping on the back of a train, and then him discovering some gem that he's been looking for his whole life. But wow, I mean, you talk about milking a franchise. That's a half century. He's 80 years old, riding on horses, running away from trains. I'm here for it, by the way. I'll be the first in line to watch that movie when it comes out.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I saw the first one. I've not seen any of the others.
Really?
Yeah, not my kind of
So you saw
deal.
Raiders 40 years ago.
Yeah, yep.
Did you guys see the last one with Shia LaBeouf?
Nope.
With a crystal skull? Did you see that one, Phil?
I did see that, but I remember nothing about it.
It is junk. It might be one of the worst movies ever made. It is so bad.
So they decided, all right, we bombed 10 years ago whenever that movie came out.
Yep.
Let's do it again, just for fun.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones Temple of Doom was always my favorite as a kid. And then I watched it back with Judd because we do these action movie rewinds on our show. We watched it back like 3 years ago. One of the corniest movies of all time.
Oh, is it so bad? Did it not live up?
Yeah, the villain his like villain move, Tom, is he'll reach into your chest through the skin and the bone, through your sternum, and pull your heart out of your chest.
Who does this?
The villain in Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones Temple. That's the. What I'm saying is that you may have jumped out at the right time back in 1981.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you have the ability to do that, you could like just quickly, grab their leg first, or like, you know what I mean? If you're that strong to like break through things, if you can't get to their center mass, there's other things you could do if you were that talented at breaking through skin. That's very
You could probably like rip their arm off and beat them over the head with their own arm if you want. You could show off.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyhow, maybe we'll take Tom to you. I don't think you have to see the other ones. We'll just take you to see 80-year-old Harrison Ford running around in an archaeologist uniform.
I really actually like him. He's on a TV show now. And what TV show is he on? Shrinking, yeah. He's pretty good on there.
Yeah, he is.
So, it's not that I don't like him. I don't know, those action movies, they're all the same. Like the Temple of whatever. It's like, what? Okay. I don't know. Movies right now suck. They're terrible.
Well, but you know why, though? That's because anything that would get greenlit as a movie, for instance, is now getting greenlit for an 8-part HBO series or an 8-part Netflix series. The fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger just signed a deal with Netflix, and I don't know if you guys have seen the first season of Fubar. So Fubar is an action movie that they just spliced up, into 10 episodes for Netflix, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. So these guys presumably make more money doing something like that than they would, filming a movie, and maybe it's less strenuous schedule-wise. I don't know, but it does seem like anything that, unless it's a huge Marvel movie or a superhero movie or a big franchise like Indiana Jones, where we're just running it back for the 6th time, it gets greenlit as a TV show instead.
Yeah, that's happening a lot, isn't it? Well, I would love going to the movie, though. I want to go sit. I want to go buy my popcorn, go sit in a movie theater and watch a movie. I love doing. Last one I saw, I think, was Puss in Boots with the grandkids, I think. We went out to the old South Ridge Crossing Theater and saw that bad boy. So, yeah, I love going to the movies, but there's just nothing to see.
Do you guys have a favorite movie theater in the Twin Cities?
Southbridge, absolutely. I love that place. Love it. Great restaurants around it and everything.
I like the Dinah on 50th and France.
Yes,
I love that one. But for my go-to, just because it's close to the house and I know the ins and outs, I usually just go to AMC Southdale.
I mean, Eden Prairie is closest to me, but actually this one at the West End I used to go to constantly, and it's I've been to movies a lot with you, Tom, at this one over here.
I love like the West End, there's all kinds of theaters like this now where you can there's like a bar and you can get a cocktail. So my favorite, and I haven't been there in a couple of years now, but I used to go to movies all the time at the St. Anthony Main Theater, like on that old brick street.
Loved it.
It's a great one.
And I remember I was on a run just out of college like 20 years ago, and I was on a run of going to movies by myself. I just would go to movies alone, and it was, I think the idea of doing that for the first time is weird because I go to a movie alone, right? But once you start doing it, it's actually kind of It's a revelation.
It's the best. It's like the best alone thing to do. When I used to be on the morning show, it was what I'd do in the middle of the day. It's like, why would you want somebody with you? Like,
right.
It's the most alone thing you do.
So I went there one time. I love horror movies. And I remember this is, I don't know, 15 years ago. It was like the second or third Paranormal Activity movie came out.
Ooh.
And I went to a 10 o'clock p.m. showing one night. And it was like me and one other random stranger in the theater watching this Paranormal Activity. Have you guys seen the Paranormal Activity movies before?
Yeah, I remember seeing the first one in theater, and it like terrified me.
Yes. So I was sitting in there, and they're kind of played out now, but at the time it was this sort of revolutionary. It's basically you're watching on someone's Ring cam. The whole movie is like spying on what's happening in a house as it's haunted, right? Mm-hmm. And all these things happen. And I remember I've never been more scared in my life walking back at midnight. Wet, damp, fall night, that old 1850s brick street in St. Anthony, Maine, Minneapolis. And I'm slow walking out to my car just like, oh, my God, this is terrifying.
And I bet you that one other individual was feeling the exact same way,
Yeah.
but you guys could not unite. You know what I mean? Like, you can't talk. And I'm sure they were like, okay, do I leave first or do I wait? I can't wait because this person, you know what I mean? Like,
we both thought the other one was going to follow the other one to their car and kill each other, probably, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I would say this is one of the nerdiest things that anyone can ever admit. I keep a spreadsheet of the horror movies that I've watched in my life, going back to The Exorcist in the mid-'70s, Tom.
Lick me. That's all I have to say to you.
He was on a call. He didn't hear with the lead up. He just had something to tell you.
Yeah.
Lick me.
So you were ranting about Emilio Pagan earlier, and yeah, that guy's terrible.
He's
Why
terrible.
do they keep running him out?
I don't know. He gets shelled all the time now. Wasn't he supposed to be their closer at one point?
Well, he was, before Duran came up.
Right,
he was, they made that trade. I can't remember they traded Taylor Rodgers, who was one of their best relievers, and somebody else, can't remember who. And they wind up getting that Chris Paddock, who instantly needed Tommy John surgery and is just out, right?
Right.
These guys in a Twins uniform for 5 minutes and tears his elbow. And then Emilio Pagan was the other guy they got back. So there's a million stats in baseball, and I love to bring stats to the table here. So over the last 3 seasons, there's a stat called win probability added, which is basically when you enter a game as a pitcher, what is the percentage chance your team has to win in that current moment? And then when you leave, is there a greater percentage chance that you're going to win? Did you get the batters out that you needed to? And now, you go from a 60% chance to win to an 80% chance to win. Or did you give up a 3-run bomb, in the third deck, and now your team has a 0% chance to win? So basically, how much did you help your team's chances to win or not? Over the last 3 years, 198 qualified relief pitchers in baseball. Emilio Pagan ranks 193rd in that category. He's awful. Burt Blyleven set the record in a single season for home runs allowed back in, the late 70s? He's like 50-some home runs he allowed back in the 70s. If you take Emilio Pagan, and he doesn't pitch as many innings because he's a relief pitcher, you take his last 3 seasons and start to add up the home runs, he's on pace to blow away Burt Blyleven's record if you were to give him, the amount of innings that Burt pitched.
So why would you we had a 4-run lead, maybe that's safe. Not with him on the mound, it's not.
No. And it's like, okay, once he puts the first 2 guys on, have you not seen, speaking of scary movies, have you not seen this one before?
I know. Why wouldn't you yank him? The walks the first. Well, they weren't. No, they were both hits. They were both singles. That's right. But if I remember correctly, they were. Why wouldn't you? It's time to go get him. The game is on the line now. You put him within 1 run of us already. Get him out of there. Right.
There's another great one. So I'm just looking through this guy's career stats here. When the Twins are ahead versus when the Twins are behind. So if you bring him in with a lead, opponents have an OPS that's equal to Barry Bonds in the middle of the steroid era. But when he comes in and the Twins are trailing, when there's no pressure, he's actually pretty good. But I don't know how much more evidence you need at this point. You're just asking for it when you let him pitch in a situation like that.
Now, Jax has gotten better because he sucked too there for a while, but he's a lot better now.
Yeah, so he has 9 scoreless outings since I think it was in Los Angeles that he just couldn't get anyone out.
Right.
And sometimes that happens where, a reliever will just go sideways for 3 weeks and you have to stick with him.
Yep.
When a reliever goes sideways for 2 years, I don't think you need to stick with him anymore. So that's the difference between Griffin Jax and Emilio Pagan.
We had a couple people write in about this, and maybe you can shed some light, Phil, that Chad, here's one. Relief pitchers have to face 3 batters minimum. That's why he wasn't pulled. Is that a real thing?
That is, that's true. Yep, that is true.
I didn't even know that.
So that's the biggest difference between this year and last year, which the rule was in effect last year too. So yeah, I mean, listen to us, pull him out of the game. Well, he'd have to fake an injury or something, and then which wouldn't be the worst thing, and then he'd have to go on the injured list. Maybe that was the strategy. Hey, Emilio, grab your elbow. We're gonna fake an injury here. But yeah, so you do have to face. It's a 3-batter minimum, so you do have to. Once you commit to a guy, he has to be out there either for 3 batters or for the end of the inning, and then you can replace him.
Why?
It's because we've gotten to the point with pace of play where these managers, especially with expanded rosters, like during the last couple seasons, they'll go lefty righty in the middle of a 6th inning and just bog the pace of the game down.
Yeah.
So it was one of the handful of measures that baseball took to try and move things along a little bit here.
I'll tell you what, Tom Kelly was a genius at that, though. He would take one guy who would face one guy, and then he'd take him out, and it worked. He was brilliant at that.
Yeah, and Gardenhire for a while was pretty good at it, too, when he took over. The Twins had a guy, I think it was when Gardy took over, named Dennis Reyes. Mm-hmm. And Dennis Reyes was the lefty specialist. And he literally, in a full season, would pitch like 30 innings or 40 innings all against left-handed hitters. And he was dominant. But now baseball is trying to get rid of that type of specialization because it just think about how long it takes. The manager has to walk out there slowly, get the ball, walk back. Then the reliever has to come out from, beyond the center field fence. It's not like other sports where, all right, we're going to sub a line in hockey. Okay, like these guys are just going to climb over the boards in the middle of the action. Or in the NFL, it's just bang, bang in baseball when you bring a new pitcher in. Or did you guys see yesterday, they had to bring a new home plate umpire in.
Yeah.
Was it Hunter Wendelstedt? Took a foul tip, and they said he might have broke his arm. Took a foul tip straight off the arm.
Right
and
in
there
the
was
bicep,
like a
right?
I think it was in the forearm, off the forearm bone.
Was it? Maybe it just hopped up. That looked like it hurt like a sumbitch, I'll tell you that.
And then he put his helmet on, basically saying, no, I want to keep me in, coach. and the medical staff's like, dude, you might have a broken arm. So
people have such stronger work ethic than I've ever had. If I even broke a nail too severely here, I'd be out. The idea of breaking an arm and saying, I'm going to play, like I'm going to keep going. Why, sir? Why?
Well,
I want to see the pain that Brittany will talk through on a morning talk show.
No, it's not much.
The amazing thing about that game was it happened to both umpires behind the plate.
Really?
Oh, it did it?
Yep. They brought the next guy in, and he got hit by a pitch. It looked like it hit him in the neck, for Christ's sake.
Oh, my God.
Looked like it hurt like a sumbitch, but he did stay in the game.
Get it
like,
together,
no, I got it.
Catcher.
Has that ever happened where you start the game, it's a Major League Baseball game with 4 umpires, and 2 of them have to be removed? Has a Major League Baseball game ever finished with 2 umpires going down?
Yeah, he just wouldn't leave the game. He said, no, I'm staying in. I'm good. The second guy
blood squirting out of his neck. No,
yeah,
I'm
probably.
fine.
Oh God, you got to get going here. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I do have to get going here. I will someday show you my spreadsheet of horror movies, and you can judge me.
You know what? I'm a huge fan of horror films, so maybe we'd agree on some stuff.
Maybe I'll do a little Mount Rushmore ranking for you sometime here, and we can put it up.
The 4 on Mount Rushmore. That works for me. Thanks, Phil.
All right, see you guys.
Have a day. Phil Mackey, ladies and gentlemen, Skor North, taking care of business. Anything in the... Oh, I see George Soros has handed the keys to his empire to his son, 37, who is crazier than he is. So that ought to go really well, don't you think?
Oh, I'm sure it'll go great.
Mm-hmm. I met a guy recently who said that he was he's like an apartment owner. He owns a few buildings in the Washington, D.C. area.
Okay.
And he said that one day out of nowhere, he got a phone call from this guy who was talking 1,000,000 miles an hour. He's like, I got to come see this apartment. I got to come see it. It's George Soros. He shows up. They hang out for like 20 minutes. All the guy does is talk about everything that he owns, and I got this, and I got this credit score, and I got all this money, and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of it, the guy runs his credit, and he calls George back. He's like, I'm sorry, man. Like, your credit is not good enough we can't live here. I can't get you an apartment. I can't get you a condo.
Soros?
Yeah. And the guy like loses his mind. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't know. He gets off the phone and he goes, there's something up with this dude. There's something up with this guy. He doesn't know what it is. He can't put his finger on it, but he's like, I think this guy might just be a little off his rocker. And then fast forward to what we are all seeing unfold with this guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what amazed me about that is that some people like him.
Yeah. They think he's a charismatic, fun guy.
He's a thief. He destroyed countries.
Yes.
How can he be he destroyed economies, entire countries' economies, and he's a good guy?
Yeah. Insane.
Isn't he worth like how many billions of dollars? It's the number is huge, and it basically was all. Well, didn't he invent the hedge fund?
Could have been. I'm not sure, but But when it comes down to that, like, why would you why would you be trying to get yourself into like an apartment or a condo? This guy thinks that maybe he was trying to get people into that building. It wasn't for him. It was like he had some business associates or people he didn't want to have his like family or his other business associates know about. So he was trying to get him in, kind of under the radar, like, hey, man, I'm not going to give you all my details just because if it ever came out, you could pinpoint this back to me and I could be implicated in some big things. God. I don't know. Feels like that guy's just a total mess.
God, the money grubbing is just disgusting. Your whole life is money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. If you need that much money, there's something wrong. You probably got a small wiener. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
I think so.
Something like that. So now he handed and apparently his son is crazier than he is. I don't know anything about his son, but his 37-year-old son apparently is way over the top. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but hopefully they'll all go back to Hungary. What do you think?
Works for me.
Although he tanked the economy there, so I don't think they'd let him back in the country.
Sure.
Maybe he still lives there. I don't know what the hell the whole situation is, but boy, a lot of negative news this morning. A lot of people getting killed in fights, and George Soros and Berlusconi died at 86 years old. Unfortunately, well, I don't know. I don't know anything about Berlusconi.
Me neither.
If he was a good leader or not, I have no clue. His attorney's notes may haunt Trump in indictment. I just, what's so funny about that? I don't see a lot of people stepping up going, because my position is, I wish they'd arrest all of them. I really do. Trump, Biden, just arrest everybody. Mm-hmm. They're a bunch of filthy pigs. But I suppose that's leadership in the world, isn't it? It's not just in the United States. That's pretty much leadership in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the biggest problem is it's humans, right?
It's humans. You're absolutely right. Now, wait a minute. This ad just popped up. What is Asteroid City?
I don't know.
Is it a game for your phone?
It says Asteroid City, Jason Schwartzman, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, an American empirical picture by Wes Anderson, Asteroid City.
Oh, yeah. I did see about this.
Did you?
Yeah. Wes Anderson's got a new movie coming out. And it's got all the typical Wes Anderson actors in it. The Jason Schwartzmans. Yeah, all that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Any good?
I don't know.
I mean, his stuff any good in general?
Oh, Wes Anderson? Yeah, he's got some great movies.
I don't know. It looks kind of interesting. For some reason, he's got the back rocket on and he's flying through the air. So I don't know what the hell that's all about. But I don't know. Look. Might be. I just want to go to a movie at a theater. Could you just put a decent movie at a theater so I can go and buy my popcorn and sit in a movie theater?
Barbie movie's coming out soon.
That's right in my wheelhouse, I'll tell you.
I think it's going to be really funny.
Could be.
Yeah.
Well, if it's funny, I'd go see it.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a lot of little winks and make fun of itself. It should be pretty fun.
I would like that then.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Syracuse, New York. When you think of Syracuse, New York, what do you think of? Like Jim Brown went to Syracuse University, and that's literally the first thing. Well, I thought Syracuse, and the first thing that always pops in my head is Jim Brown.
I think Bobcat Goldthwait.
Bobcat Goldthwait went there too.
Yeah, he's from there originally.
Oh, he's from Syracuse.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
God, I didn't know. God, I haven't seen Bobcat in I bet you it's been 15 years since I've seen him.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Good.
Great guy.
Out on the road, him and Dana Gould, always out doing stuff. They got
Dana Gould's a great guy,
Great
too.
guy, yeah. They got a documentary out right now with them traveling, how they, when they were younger back in Boston, they both hated each other. And then grew up to, become friends, and then they traveled. I think we may have talked about this a couple months ago. When they were about to go start their tour, on the way to the first gig, they got in a rollover car accident.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that. Yep.
And then the documentary is them restarting the tour.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'd see that.
Yeah, it's very good.
What's that on?
I don't know. It must make probably Amazon Prime, I imagine. Can't remember the name of it, but if you just, if you look up Bobcat Dana Gould doc, I'll look.
No, I got it. You keep talking.
Is he still making movies?
Every now and again, not as much as he used to. Sleeping Dogs Lie was really good. World's Greatest Dad was great with Robin Williams. There's another one that he did. Oh, what is it called? I'm spacing on it now. But yeah, he's done a couple of really good movies. I mean, they gross like $37, but
yeah, they don't make any money.
They make no money.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
They basically break even every time.
I always loved having him in studio. He was, God, what was the blonde woman's name on? Oh, she was from Minnesota. Very, very attractive blonde woman. She was on WKRP, I think.
Oh, you're talking about, I can see her name, Lonnie Anderson?
Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah.
They were both in studio over at the Q back in the day. Those two kids didn't get along, I'll tell you that.
Really?
Holy Hannah. Well, he was teasing her, and she didn't take it too well.
Oh, sure.
Which I don't really understand. If you're that beautiful, why can't you take a little teasing?
Mm-hmm.
That was very odd. But yeah, Bobcat. And then Bobcat changed quite a bit. When he started making movies, I ran into him in Vegas, and he was not very friendly.
Yeah, he got a little recluse for a while.
He absolutely did.
It grew the beard. It wasn't really the same old Bobcat that remember. I do remember one clip of him on the Today Show with Katie Couric when he put out, what was it called? The Clown movie. Remember that? Like Sparkles the Clown or something?
Jesus.
And there was a representative from like the Clowns of America. And they're on TV, and Katie Couric's like, hey, listen, Bozo or whoever, what do you have to say to Bob about, him giving a bad representation to clowns? And the guy's like, well, there's clowns out there that are doing a good thing for America, and they're bringing happiness to children. And Bobcat's like, did you lose a bet? Like, why are you on TV right now debating me about clowns? Like, what is your problem? And those were some of the best moments. But you're right. After that, he kind of took a back seat. He started doing some like bits for Jimmy Kimmel. He was directing a little bit more TV, and then did the movies, and then got out of everything for a long time.
Their movie together is called Joyride, and it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, there you go.
It is on Amazon Prime. And who's in it?
It's Dana Gould and Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, it's
I'd
very
watch
good.
that. So he's back?
Yeah, he's out
I
doing
hope so.
shows. Yeah, he is going to be in Nebraska coming up in November, and I think I might be on the books for him on like a Saturday night, opening up for him down there.
Okay.
But yeah, I would love. He's such a fun guy. I'll ask him. Hey, man, when I run into him, like, hey, you want to pop on the show? I bet he would.
He used to come in all the time. I mean, he literally at times came in 3-4 times a year.
Sure.
And he was terrific.
Yeah.
He would come in and just light people. Like I said, Lonnie Anderson was not a big fan. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Which was kind of fun to watch, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was first of all, I thought he was a great guy. I thought he was very, very smart. But then, when he started directing movies, he changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He took himself way too seriously. Like, calm down.
Yeah, and I think that's what's nice about the Joyride thing is it's him and Dana Gould really accepting the fact that they are on the back halves of their careers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely want to watch that.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to have him in studio because I haven't seen him in a long time. He and I used to get along really, really well. But like I said, last time I saw him was in Vegas, and he was a director, and he was not friendly at all.
Sure.
But it sounds to me like he wasn't friendly to anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. You catch people on the wrong day sometimes, and
Yeah, that does happen. Except for me, I'm always very pleasant to everyone.
Obviously.
You know what I mean? This is a kind of a given. That's what you're saying.
Obviously.
We have to take a break. Be right back and wrap this bad boy up in just a couple of minutes. It's Tommy B for our new advertiser, Niemeyer Trailer Sales. This has been a part of Minnesota since 1965, and the name says it all. They are family. If you want to take your passion on the road and make memories camping wherever you want, no motors, but pulled trailer RVs, go to Niemeyer Trailer Sales. Father Jim Sr. started the business, and now brother and sister team, Tim and Lisa, handle Albertville with Jim Jr. at the helm in Elko New Market. The best name in non-motorized RVs with great deals on the best brands like Rockwood and Northwood. Niemeyer Trailer Sales truly outservices their competition with personable employees, often sons and daughters of this third-generation family. That's a family-owned business, of course, you know that, who simply do what they say they will do every time because their names are on the building. And with a huge selection in RV Services Pros, you will leave satisfied no matter what you're looking for. They take care of every memory maker, customer that comes in their Albertville or Elko New Market location. Head to NIEMEYERS.com and put your passion on the road. Niemeyer Trailer Sales.
Do you ever Google yourself? Are you happy with what you find? Or is it cringy? Are you a business owner or on your company's marketing team? How do you feel when you Google your own place? What do you see? A non-updated social media page you don't even remember making? Ads for your competitors? An old school website with outdated information? Hubbard Interactive can help. They can do it all for your business. They're a Google Premier partner, so they can use search engine optimization to get your click results higher. They can build a 21st century website for you that communicates all the right things all the best ways. They've got a photo and video department to make your business look sharp, plus social media, influencer marketing, podcasting, and more. All the things that will make you a lot happier next time you Google yourself. Here's a Google search that you'll find rewarding. Hubbard Interactive. You can see all the marketing tools they've used on hundreds of successful businesses, including an extensive gallery of the great work they could help your venture with. HubbardInteractive.com. Building campaigns that connect.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Proof yet again that the world has lost its mind. More people shot than killed or stabbed in Syracuse, New York. What is wrong with people?
That is, I didn't realize that Syracuse was the hotbed for violence right now. Because I feel like that's the place where everybody goes to get out of the violence. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. Some injuries were caused by vehicles fleeing gunfire in Syracuse. Officers arriving at a pop-up block party in New York State early on Sunday found at least 13 people have been shot, stabbed, or hit by vehicles.
Oh, my God.
Syracuse police received a call about shots fired early Sunday at a gathering of hundreds of people. USA Today reports the victims range in age from 17 to 25. You're 25 years old, and this is how you act, really? You're that goddamn... it's disgusting.
Yeah, did you guys see Aurora, Colorado? What happened there this weekend? Police officers killed a 14-year-old boy. You didn't see that? It was on. I saw it yesterday on the news. And here's the problem that they do is that they go, the police shot a young boy for shoplifting, and you're like, wow, that is terrible. And then you read a little bit deeper, and you're like, okay, well maybe it was a robbery, and you're like, okay, that's not as good, but okay, still looks pretty bad for the police. And they're like, but he was holding a pellet gun in the inside of his...
See, this is what I'm saying.
And I'm like, oh, well, why don't you guys lead with that? Why do you make me feel bad for the victim here? And all of a sudden, police officers are having to deal with a 14-year-old who's got a hood over his head and a gun in his waistband. But what they originally tell you is police officers shot a young boy for shoplifting.
That's what the news does now.
That part of it drives me nuts.
The national news is a disaster. And did you see CNN's latest ratings? Their ratings are terrible.
Sure.
Because all they ever do is do things like that. It's like, let's not mention the fact that everybody else was in danger.
Sure.
Excuse me, just that one guy got shot.
Yeah.
There was another example of that, almost identical to what you're talking about. The people say, oh, well, this, and what turns out, no, that's not what happened at all. Well, that case where the guy's on trial now for choking that one guy to death, didn't mean to choke him to death, but he did, right?
Which, the sad part is I'm not sure which incident you're talking about. Yeah.
Damn, I don't know what the hell. You came in and I'm allergic to Brittany. That's what it is.
I have that effect on men.
No, the guy put the guy in a chokehold and he didn't mean to kill him, but he died.
You're talking about the military vet on the subway. Yes, I saw that.
Well, the guy came in and he started throwing everything at people. Then he threatened everybody and he said, I don't care if I die or not. Then he came over to that guy and threatened to kill him.
Yeah.
So the guy put him in a hold and unfortunately he died. But if you threaten to kill me, I'm not going to stand there and just take it.
Absolutely.
Look, I wish no one would die. But you can't have psychopaths on trains acting like that. It was on the subway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And there has to be some humanistic, grace given. Like you said, with the guy putting him in a headlock, there's this, idea that you release at a certain point or whatever, but there's a lot of things going on. I mean, I don't know all the details of that, but I go, that's a human response to fear.
He threatened to kill me.
Yeah. I would think that's some people, that's how you would respond. I don't know how serious of a threat it is, but if you feel like you're seriously threatened, you're going to act.
Well, look at this. 13 people here shot, stabbed, or hit by vehicles. People don't care who they kill now. What the hell is that? I just don't understand this. Why are people acting like this? Because there's a reason they're acting like this. Is it because the national news tells them on a daily basis they're being treated horribly?
I don't think it's that simple, but can you tell me more details of I don't know anything about the Syracuse thing.
All right, officers arriving at a pop-up block party in New York State early Sunday found at least 13 people have been shot, stabbed, or hit by vehicles. Syracuse police received a call about shots fired early Sunday at a gathering of hundreds of people. USA Today reports the victims range in age from 17 to 25, per Syracuse.com, including 3 males and 10 females. 5 were stabbed, 4 were shot, and 4 were struck by vehicles, fleeing after the gunfire began. Officers, are they saying that 10 of the people shot or run over were women?
So, okay, was there one person shooting and firing? Like, what?
That's what I'm wondering.
And I'm sorry to be like, this whole story is kind of blowing my mind. Were the people fleeing in vehicles accidentally hitting people as well? Is that part of the count? Because this is a crazy story. Like, what's happening?
It really is. Officials said all of the injured are expected to survive, thank God. Police said they'd release more information as their investigation progresses, so they don't really have a whole lot of information to give you yet. Isn't that weird?
That's wild.
I don't know what to tell you. I really, really wish that we would stop with this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's a terrible headline. It makes me feel so uneasy.
I agree. You'll get no argument from me, sister.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really, really wish we wouldn't keep acting like this. I don't know what the hell to tell you. What more can I say?
I think you owe us some random facts to cleanse.
I owe you random facts. That was the whole story. I read the whole thing.
No, I mean, like, you know how we have the random facts sometimes to cleanse the palate?
Oh, you mean the random facts on my list?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that. I could get that taken care of for you. No problem.
My mic came.
That's my fault.
Turn yourself off. That's right.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Got it.
Because I hit the wrong button and I disconnected myself. The host has muted your mic. That's what it says. So that's good. Okay, now what story are we talking about there?
On our service, that random facts. You sometimes
want
do
random
those
facts.
just at least one, just to because that story was rough. We've had some rough stories.
Is that the complete sheet?
Yeah.
What are you, the producer now? Is that the plan? You're going to tell us
I
what
was
to
just asking for my own mental health. If we listen,
You don't have any mental health. You're Brittany.
I have a little bit.
You have a little left over.
I save it for Mondays.
Okay, you wanted me to do the 5 random facts for today.
Yes, I like when you read these.
For Monday.
Yes.
That's what it says. 5 random facts for Monday. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Number 5, sriracha sauce is named after a city in Thailand called Sriracha, where it was probably first used. That's a random fact?
Well, a lot of people have like weird origin stories about it or think sriracha means rooster because there's a rooster on it.
I never heard of that.
Yeah. Also, I hate the people that go, it's sriracha.
I'll
and
never.
You're like, stop it with
never.
the R. I hate that.
I would
It is
never.
sriracha. It is spelled, but
S-R.
Yeah, but this one is like Siracha.
Yeah.
Sriracha.
Yeah.
We're not saying
And
it
the
like that.
sriracha is, you're right, the other one is spelled S-R-I-R.
Dumb.
We're calling it sriracha.
Yeah, and everyone knows Frank's Red Hot is superior to sriracha
They're
sauce.
There you
different.
go.
They're a different vibe, and you know that. I cook with sriracha, and like Frank's Red Hots goes on like pizza.
Okay.
They're different lanes, sir.
Different lanes, baby. The state of Georgia has almost twice the area of the country of Georgia and almost 3 times the population.
Yay.
So there you go. That's good. Only 3,715 copies of Moby Dick were sold between when it was published in 1851 and when the author Herman Melville died 40 years later. Only 3,715 copies? Tens of millions of copies have been sold since then.
That's wild. How did that book survive?
I don't know. As soon as he died, I guess, then they'd start buying it. More battles during the Revolutionary War were fought in New Jersey than any other colony. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. It does not seem like a historic place.
See, we're learning things. Before water fountains were used for people to drink water in public, people used to drink from something called the common cup, which was shared and very unhygienic, a cup or ladle-type spoon attached by a string. No, thank you. I'm good.
Come on, share a cup with me.
Nope.
Come
not
on,
happening.
please.
Matter of fact, I remember seeing one of those on a farm when I was a kid.
You do?
Yep, I didn't drink out of it. But
No, I'm just shocked you were on a farm as a kid.
Well, that's because my grandparents, my dad's parents lived on a farm for a short bit.
I bet that was fun.
Yeah, I one time saw a video where 2 girls shared a cup.
Oh, and on that note,
I don't get it. What do you mean?
I will not show you this video. I will not reference this. I will
there's
not
a
talk
cup?
about. No, we're not talking
Well,
about
we should
it.
let the audience know what the hell we're talking about here.
They are better for it.
There's a terrible video on the internet called 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and you never want to watch it. It is. Listen, that video is like 12 minutes long. I've been able to make it through 7 seconds before I have to turn it off. It's the most disgusting thing you'll ever see.
What the hell would they do with a cup?
Okay,
no.
now I feel like we need to watch.
No, we do not as a group need to watch this. This is not a bonding experience. I'm going home to go.
Okay, I'm going to put it on the TV screen behind you, Brittany.
No,
if you could-
no. We're out of here.
I'm just trying to think of what the hell a woman would do with a cup.
She used it as a toilet.
Ish.
Yeah, I didn't want to do
Why
this.
would you watch that?
I didn't want to. Just quit giggling, Rudy. I didn't want to be the person to tell you this. Your face looks like you're disappointed in me, but I have nothing
I'm
to
not
do with
disappointed
this.
in anybody. I'm just trying to figure out how much longer I can be on this show. It's
You don't
what
have
the
it.
hell are you
You're
talking
done.
about?
You're done. Get us out of here.
All right, we're out of here. Goodbye.